So one of my favorite games here is called Astroneer, an amazingly fun game. I highly recommend it. We're going to get into it. Thanks for the 1 in the chat there, Anion. Now, did my title update? Put a 2 in the chat if my title did update as well. Let me know. We'll get into some Astroneer. We'll cycle back to some Fallout Shelter later on. Now, one of the things that I did do off stream, there we go. Thank you, Mr. On You. Appreciate that. 1,000 Kiss Cats for the chat for having my back. Appreciate all you have my back. Hope you guys enjoyed that little interlude there and took advantage of that time. Have some fun doing words on stream. And one of the things that I did off stream, and I actually did this a couple weeks ago because I missed last week, but what I did is I let this run. So I let it run so it would collect a massive ton of resources, including I've been letting this run over here, and I realized that, hey, wait a minute. I could have just put a gas canister up there and have that run. Now, this particular thing usually only works, I find, when I'm nearby, when I'm around it. It doesn't just run when I'm not around, because that thing would be completely filled up by now had I not been right here. And I'm going to go ahead and send that care package up. What the heck happened there? It actually dropped all the resources down. What was that all about? I don't know, but I'm going to go and put these back over here for this to grab. Maybe there's a new event going on. I don't know. I haven't looked. Maybe this doesn't count toward the event anymore. I don't know. We'll find out when it comes back. Because it literally dropped everything that was on there. And normally it would be feeding it into one of these. See, like this. Okay, so it's got a bunch of resources. Now, I put a thing over here, everybody, so I could do this. I can literally just grab... Oh, let me turn my... Oh, I have my game sounds on. My game sound's working? Oh, I must have the sound off in the game. It's probably because I was letting it run in the background. That's why. Let's see. Audio, yes. Okay, that's very loud. Let's turn that down. Turn that down just a little bit. All right. Look at my audio meter over here, so I don't blow you guys' ears out. All right, I can't remember what that was at. Let's say 12. Okay, so now what I did is I put this over here, and I have this so it just automatically grabs it and puts it up there. So I can just grab... Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but I can just grab this and throw this down here real quick, and it's basically giving me a bunch of various loot. And I'm going to have to turn these off now because that's getting all screwed up. I mean, when I misclick something, everybody, I go all in on those misclicking. It just makes it a lot more work for me later on. Like this. I got to get all these out of here and put that back over there. Okay, there we go. Now we can move these down here. We can go ahead and put this back up here. And let's see if it works now. Exo Farm, 800 to gold. Payload value is 765. All right, let's turn this back on. Now, what I was doing is having it automatically put it up at the top, because it'll put it way up there at the top. There we go. And filling that up. And the value of it right now is 870. So it's even more than what it is. And it's just going to keep giving me care packages over and over and over. So the Halloween event, I can still go and just get more and more care package over and over and over on these events. Now, also, I've got this in a loop. So basically, it just keeps making more and more of these things down here at the bottom. It keeps making more and more of those over and over again. And then it just feeds it in there, and it's like an infinite loop. Now, occasionally, I have to put more of these down there. These little seeds, which you can see if I get my guy to light it up. There we go. So I got to get some more of these seeds occasionally because they'll burn out or they'll get stuck under the ground. But that'll just keep rocking, everybody. It'll just absolutely keep rocking that. Now, if I feel like it's not making enough popcorn down there, then that's when I grab the seed or two, and I'll just drop her on down in there. Like so. And what happens is this these two proximity repeaters keep repeating the other one. And so they both just keep each other going perpetually, and it keeps all the seeds going. And then when the seeds are done, it will pop the little pumpkins down there. and then make more of the stuff. And it will just keep doing that on and on and on forever. It's just like an infinite amount of resources, though eventually it does diminish over time. Now, some of the other things that I wanted to talk about, speaking of diminishing, I actually discovered that the actual nodes do diminish in Astroneer. They take a bit to do, but it does actually diminish. Great example. When we buzz out here to our to our resin, what has been happening here in my resin is that it's not the extractor is not going up as high as it used to. Also, my auto arm is full and it's not aiming toward the thing here. Let me rotate this around a little bit, maybe. Like I saw. Rearrange this here. There we go. I need something to extend that down in there, though. That's a problem. That's a big problem. So what we want to do is get this to attach down there. But one of the things that I have been noticing is that the actual resin itself is when I push it and basically bump it a little bit to bring it back up, the green doesn't go all the way back up where it used to. So it is diminishing under the ground. It's just not diminishing on the top. Under the ground, it's actually pulling up that stuff from underground, and eventually all of that stuff goes away. And that is what I learned while I was working on this off stream, and I was just letting it run, and I was just getting tons and tons and tons of resources from it. And then eventually I would notice that, again, look how low that is now. That was a much higher before. And so I'm dropping that down in here like this, and that's was giving me a pretty good amount. Let's say halfway. But what I got to do is I got to adjust this here a little bit so I can get this to be aiming kind of down in here. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun one. Aiming kind of a little bit closer. Oh boy. Without clipping it through the ground too much. Let's say that. And then what I got to do is grab one of these connectors, and I've got to connect it into there so that my extractor is going at its maximum speed. Another thing that I probably will need to do with this extractor is rotate it so that it can see the extraction like that. There we go. And then what it's going to do is it's going to put it on here. Now, on the other end of it, I have, of course, these cool trains running. We're just fooling around with various different trains here. So what we're doing is we're running those trains. Oh, I forgot to do my tweet, too. I got to do the retweet as well. I got another tweet going, so you guys can earn some more caps here in just a second. So that's bringing back over here. It's bringing back the resin. Now, this is currently stopped because one of the resins could not be taken off of there. For some reason, there is a steel blocking. Let me get that out of the way. And then now what it will do is pull that off of there, and then my train will go back and get more resin. It'll just go back and forth, which is pretty awesome, by the way. When it goes away, by the way, it also turns this one off. We were testing to see if it would turn it off when it goes past a certain point, and it will. So when it comes back again, it'll go ahead and grab it. Now, one of the things that I would like to do is to have that do a timer. So it would run the timer for so many seconds to get these last 4, and then when it come back, it would instantly take all 4 of those off, and then this would turn back on, and then when it left, it would run another timer, get those other 4 off. You can make it even more efficient as well. Now, another thing that I was doing here as well, and I wrote a bunch of this stuff down. So again, I let it run to backlog a bunch of resources. I also took a bunch of that resin. I had like 4 of these big canisters full of resin, and I thought, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a little scrap area over here and take that resin and turn it into something. So I used these auto arms right over here to pick it up, and I was making a bunch of small canisters to make that, to make the actual little canisters, and then it would take the canisters and it would put it into here, and then it would make it into scrap, and then that scrap would then get transferred over to here, where that scrap would then be launched automatically. By the way, I set up that trade platform would automatically launch it, come back, and bring back some organics. So this way you don't have to collect organic, you can get it from scrap. And I've done this before in the past on a much smaller scale. And now it will come back with that scrap, take that organic, process that, and then process that organic over here. And I literally filled this entire thing up with over 400 organic that got converted into carbon. And then, of course, the carbon then went over here and was filling up the steel over here. And there's literally 259 steel in there. So I'm going to do a little bit of it just so you guys can see. But I was doing some kind of off-stream testing to see how efficient it is. Now, that's a lot of resin that got burned up, and then it diminished my resin thing over there. But we're going to go ahead and take this, and I'll show you what I did. It was actually a lot of fun to get this fired up. So what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and take this stuff out of the way right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw some resin on there. Now, what it's going to do is automatically start up some of this. I'm just going to throw it on my my giant silo here. Just kind of run that stuff out for a bit, because it's going to automatically grab it from the table. These large silos are awesome, everybody. You'll see why here in just a second. I tried a bunch of different techniques, too, to try to get this to stop when it made a certain amount of the little things, and I could not figure out a way to get it to stop. I had to physically stop it, or there'd be like 10 million of them all over the place. Now, again, there they go. They're going to feed it into the scrap thing, but it makes them faster than it can get rid of them, which I think is funny. And so what I decided to do is just put only so much resin there, and then pull the resin off, and then only put so much resin there and pull the resin off. One of the things I tried to do is when the thing got full, I told it to stop putting the resin out, but it wouldn't stop, and it didn't recognize when the table was full with the thing, and oh man, it was crazy. All of a sudden I had a stack of like 100 of them in like 5 seconds. So here we go, and so that moves that over to there. Then that moves that across to there, and then what'll happen over here is this will fill up. Now, once I start this going, by the way, it'll do this automatically. It's going to go ahead and it'll stop, by the way, if it doesn't have enough enough scrap to keep it going. It's got to grab all the scrap at the same time. So let's go ahead and just go crazy. I'm just going to let that run out, everybody, and it's going to go absolutely nuts. Again, the thing is to get as much scrap as you can going. You want to backlog the scrap, so when that comes back, it's automatically going to grab that off of there, and it's going to start converting it. And then off it goes again, automatically. I didn't do nothing. It just, because it had enough scrap, it went and got more organic. So if the only one that you can't automate, everybody, is organic directly. You have to do scrap first and then get organic. But it also tells you that you could get any resource in the game in the combination of the centrifuge or the trade unit, right? So you can have multiple of these trade units firing off all the time, getting you every single resource you possibly want, just by bringing in every single different types of resource and get those going. So that's something fun that I was working on that I thought I'd show you. And then over here, you're going to see when those are done, it automatically grabs it. Oh, and there it's done over there. As well, it's automatically going to switch that. Now, I happen to have a bunch of titanium right here, too, that I was working with. But you can see that it's putting it up in the canister, and the canister is then running it out. One of the things that I did learn also about the auto arm is that the auto arm is the best thing for having the canister running out, but it putting it into the canister, right? It won't automatically do that if you put it on the table, but it will automatically do that from the auto arm. So that really helps a lot. And then over here, you can see this is feeding into here, but it's got a bit of a problem over here. It's out of iron. But that's not going to be a problem, everybody, because I can tell you why. We're going to have a lot of that here in a minute. And we'll get to that here in just a second. Now, another one that I did start, I can't remember if I started this on stream or if I just did off stream. I can't remember because that was a couple weeks ago. But I did start over here a bunch of aluminum going. So it's going down, grabbing the aluminum out of there, running it up here, and then processing it over here. Now, one of the things I could do is tell it to grab some of that finished material there, and then what it will do is just go ahead and keep on rocking. Now, off it goes. Down in the bottom, we can go ahead and slide on down here and see how we're looking. This is another one that I noticed that it actually is diminishing. Notice the little green line there, everybody. It used to go all the way to maximum, and if I go ahead and just bump it, you can see it doesn't go to maximum anymore. So you see it's diminished by about that much, right? And then over time, it keeps diminishing more and more and more down until it gets down really low, and you'll have to move it somewhere else. But that's a lot of resources, everybody. That's going to actually extract a absolute ton of resources out of there. You can see I've already got a entire giant container of that aluminum already going. So I already have 400 aluminum. Not that I need 400 aluminum right this second, but you know I got it if I need it. And I can, of course, do that with every single resource. Now, of course, the thing I really want to do is make more of these big canisters, right? Because I want to be able to hold more resources and basically do stuff at a larger scale. So the next thing I need to do is get down there and try to extract that that quartz so I can make glass, and that glass can make more of those. And you can set up an entire production line of just the things that you need for that particular thing and get it going. Now over here, I've been doing some nanocarbon alloy. You can see I've got 32 there, and we got to kind of revamp a bit of our production here later on. So those are some of the things that I set up to get that going. Now, last time, we also set up the ability to collect a bunch of titanium. And we're going to go ahead and get in our ship here. And a bunch of titanium and a bunch of iron back on Glacio, which is one of the greatest planets in the game. We're going to go ahead and pop over there and see how our stuff is doing. Now, one of the things that we did do while we're over there is we did... where are you hiding, Glacio? Over there. That we set it up where it actually would convert the stuff as well. So not only will it grab the ore, but it'll take the raw ore, convert it into finished ore, and then put that in the box. So that saves us the time of refining it when we get back to our base. So we'll go see how we're doing over here. And it extracts a lot of ore on this planet for sure. That is for sure. So here we go. Here's our basic setup right here. We got the trains coming in. Oh, and it stopped. You know when it stopped, you got a lot or it ran out of power, one or the other. But right here, you can see that it's got some over there and it's got some titanium over there. You can see that these are all filled over here and converted, by the way. You can see I got a bunch here on the ground from when I was fooling around with it. And you can see that's a 400 with converted titanium, everybody. That's pretty epic. Now, if I go ahead and take these out of here, this whole process will start right back up again. You can see that it is bringing in the raw ore. The auto arm takes the raw ore, it puts it into there and converts it. So we need to go and we need to get some more of these big canisters done so we can bring those back and get them going. But this is going to be a lot of nanocarbon alloy right here, everybody. This is going to be a lot of that. And that's going to allow us to make basically as many canisters as we need. Because you need that nanocarbon alloy to make the canisters, to get more resources, to make more canisters. You get the idea. And that's why this game is so fun, everybody. I love how well it's balanced, and you have to need this to get this and that to get this. I really enjoy that about the game. Now, there's still a bunch of questing we need to do. There's still a bunch of stuff we need to do. And, of course, that nanocarbon alloy is going to give us our RTGs, which gives us our Tower of Power, which you can see kind of running right over here. Absolutely kicking booty over here with our RTGs fired up. We're good to go. Good to go. And again, right here, look at that. This has got no more room to put that resin over there. Let's go check this out over here. I bet you there's a giant pile of these. Yeah, see? This is what happens, everybody. This is what happened to me. I was like, oh my God, I looked away for a little bit. I looked back and I had a giant pile of these things everywhere. I was like, ah, God, no, too many. Too many, stop. And you're supposed to be able to control when it gets full and all of that. But it's going to town, everybody. It's absolutely going to town over there. Look at this backlog and too much of the organic there as well. Just crazy stuff. Now, one of the things you can do, everybody, is you can put another table that grabs the organic and puts it on there and then feeds the organic back again so you don't have that that backlog start to happen. But that's producing organic for me right now. It's producing organic from resin. So very cool. And I've done that before on smaller scale, but this is a much bigger scale, everybody. And also it's automated. So it comes down, grabs it, goes get some more. Comes down, grabs it, goes get some more. And that's going to run for a minute, everybody. That's going to run for a bit. Now we're back up to 300. But we need some iron over here so we can keep on making our steel. So let's get our iron first. We're going to use our jetpack to fly around. And we'll see the top one is the iron. So we'll go ahead and get a full thing of iron right over here. And we're going to throw down. Now, one of the things I would suggest you do is that you go ahead and stop all this stuff or it'll try to feed it over here. Like I'm going to turn, the steel is on input. This is on output right now. Now see what happens with the generator. I feel like this is still a little loud. Hold on. Let me crank that down just a little bit. What it does, or with the argon starts running out, which I don't want it to do. So I got to run that back in, right there. And now this is basically self-contained here, everybody. This is going to absolutely run like crazy. So we got the argon running out, we got the iron running out, and it's going to automatically grab the carbon. When I turn this back on, it's going to automatically grab the carbon from over here. So what we're going to do is go ahead and aim this a little bit better because it looked like I moved this around. Just aim that auto arm over here so it can grab as much of this carbon over here as it can. We'll lock that, and now it's producing the carbon over here. Right, so it's grabbing all that scrap, taking the scrap, going up, getting the organic's getting converted into carbon, copied over to here, and then that is taking the carbon and put it over here. Now this carbon has 311 in there right now. And then we have 400 plus iron, and then we have a bunch of argon, 125 charges there. So that's just going to be pumping out steel like nobody's business. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, of course, remember, the components that we need is steel, titanium, and, of course, a bunch of various gases to fire up our nanocarbon alloy. Oh, hold on. I need that container. Oh, where'd it go? This away. Get that container while I'm at it. We gonna need that in a minute. We definitely gonna need that in a minute. All right, put that there, and then I need to get that resin one. We need to get that back going over here. Okay, now again, one of the things I suggest you do before you start swapping stuff in and out, turn your auto arms off. It's really gonna help you in the long run, everybody. What's up, K-Man Mox? Your entire legendary ultra-high power armor set disappeared when I created the Exo-1 set in my, in the Enclave. My 3 stars went poof. Here's what you do. Don't panic. Don't panic, Caveman Mox. They're around somewhere. I've had that happen to me many times where I put my power armor down and all of my armor disappeared. Log out, log back in again. That's the first thing I would do. Whenever you see something go off the rails, main menu, count to like 10, and then back in, because I've had all of my armor disappear out of my stuff as well. So that is like a bug that happens. If that doesn't help, log completely out of the game. Give yourself a little bit. Log back in. Go in there. If it doesn't show up, don't do anything drastic. Don't get rid of your power armor frame or anything like that. Just keep that power armor frame where you know that you had that stuff in there. Just keep it in your inventory. Log in tomorrow. All right? That's what you do. That's going to save you from lots of frustration. I've had that happen to me many times live on stream, where I come in, I only got one power armor set. I put the power armor down. I got no pieces in my power armor. And then for some reason, they magically appear later on. They like, oh, okay, well, something screwed up here. Oh, there, man, there's your pieces back again. All right? So don't panic. If you didn't like scrap your power armor frame and you just did some crafting and all of a sudden your stuff went poof, or you just put your power armor down and you don't see your pieces anymore, just don't panic. All right? Don't scrap any power armor frames. Don't scrap any power armor. Just wait it out, give it a day, and see if it fixes. All right? Now remember, you can always craft it again, and it sucks that you have to do your legendaries again. But remember, you start with nothing, so you can always build it up again. That's the way I look at it, anyway. And I've lost many of things in games for sure. Okay, so we go ahead and put that right over there. Now that's going to go back to collecting all of that, and then we can just go ahead and let this run. What is this here? This is tungsten right there. All right, so that's going to just keep that process of going. Now, another process I got going over here is an immensely humongous amount of compound. I've already got a 400 thing full of compound, and that's been going back and forth, collecting compound like crazy. back over there. Now, one of the weird things that I notice when I log out the game and I log back in, sometimes it caps it with weirdness. I don't know what that's all about, but sometimes it does. Oh, this is not still running for some reason. There we go. Oh, that's because I have a medium resource canister on the top. Why do I have that on the top? That's weird. I must have not had a RTG to replace that with originally. Hold on. I always put the RTG at the top because it's something that doesn't collect resources, and then block that top part because I don't want it to go on the top. I love it when the trains run around. I don't want that resource to ever go to the top, right? I want to go ahead and put this up on top of there. Well, like that. There we go. And then that blocks the ability for the resource to go to the top, but also it has built-in power. So even if I disconnect it by accidentally or all my power goes off, that always has power directly to that machine. So even if it's going slow, it's still going. So that's back up and running. All right, there we go. We got that going. Let's go ahead and check our other one over here, which is our graphite, which we've been absolutely collecting a ton. This is another one, everybody. So I had to dig a hole for it to be down in the hole a little bit to get some more resources. I'm going to give a little bit what I call the nudge. Right there, make sure to connect it into power so it's going at its maximum speed. And this one I've got a little QRTG at the top. And a funny irony, I have some compound there. Let me go ahead and take this QRTG back to the base. And we'll do the same thing over there. I highly recommend when you do get to the RTG stage that you take your RTGs and put them on the top of your extractors. For sure. It's going to make your life a whole lot better. Or you can put a big old battery up there. I just noticed my other one has the battery on top. But this just... that's just my bad clicking. This is the best way to keep it from going up there. And now that's going to extract that. Now I see that my train's not come back, right? That means there's something going on also on the other side. Because that train should be sitting right there waiting for that resources. So let's check it on the other side. Way over here. All right. Right here, we see that we've got graphite 264. I don't even see the train on there. Did it just go back when I went this way? I think it just went back when I was going this way. I didn't even see it. Maybe it was it was dropping off loot. So it went over there and it was already dropping off loot. And now it's back. Sneaky little guy. And then sometimes, by the way, weird, like your sensor gets like way off to the side here. Very weird. I can't handle it, so I have to put it back onto the thing. Now, what this does is it detects whether it's full or empty. And so when this fills up, when the auto arm grabs it, and I have it just grabbing just that graphite. So when it grabs it, put it up here, and this fills, it'll trigger it to go back the opposite direction. So you don't even need stations or nothing. You can just use the cars themselves. And that's a bunch of testing stuff that we were doing, which is really fun. I love all of that stuff. Now, over here, everybody, this is where the magic is really going to happen, because we need a bunch of steel. So we're going to throw some steel on here and get this fired up. Over here as well. Over here, we also have atmosphere condenser that is pulling out a nitrogen and feeding it over here automatically. We have a bunch of helium there, which goes to our chemistry lab here, and we have a bunch of titanium. Now, titanium needs to be combined with graphene. Now, I've been backlogging a bunch of graphene over here as well, 389 graphene. I think that's going to be enough. So now what we need to do is we need to whammy this with an absolute ton of various different resources. So one of the resources that we're going to need, of course, is titanium, which I have some right there. And we actually have a gigantic... Hello! We actually have a gigantic thing full of it right here that we just brought back, which is so sweet. That we can go ahead and say, you know what? No, forget that tiny little one. Let's get serious here. Let's get the big boy in there. There we go. So now we got that in there. But then, of course, we don't have enough room to put the steel down in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and unlock this right here. I'm going to try to anyway. And I'm going to go ahead and switch this around a little bit. And we're going to try to utilize that particular one right there. We're going to take all this other stuff off here. Make a little bit of a mess. I guess we could run these back in. Nope, those are running the wrong way. Run those back in. There we go. Nanocarbon alloy there. That's just going to drop anyway. So we'll just let that drop. Pull all that stuff out of there. So what we want to do is we want to end up with the steel over here on this side. So this is going to need steel and titanium alloy. Well, this is raw titanium. That's not what I need. I need titanium alloy. So this particular one right here makes titanium alloy through titanium, nitrogen, and graphene. So I'm going to put the titanium right there. I'm going to go ahead and tell this to start running out, which it's going to go ahead and grab that graphene and feed it up there. And now it's going to wait. It's going to wait until I'm ready to run. And now I'm going to go ahead and run that out, and it's literally going to do like hundreds of these. Now the problem is it's also going to run out over here, which I don't want it to do. I want it to go ahead and go back into there like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and use that other one. Here it is. Right here to basically hold all this titanium alloy. So you don't necessarily have to run it to the next thing. Oh, it's got to go in. There we go. You don't have to necessarily run it to the next table and the next table and the next table. You could backlog a ton of it on that one table and then just run it all to the end at the end. All right, there we go. We got all that tied back into power right there. So again, that's going to keep going. Now, one of the things that it needs to do is, again, I need to make sure that that titanium is running out and that the graphene is being fed and that the helium, there's 160 helium, that's maxed out on the helium there. Now, the helium actually doesn't need to go here. It can actually go over here. So it can actually backlog a bit of that, and that's all I need to do, everybody. And that is just going to make an absolute massive amount of steel that's going to end up over here. Not steel, but titanium alloy. Going to make a ton of titanium alloy because I've backlogged so much graphene. Because basically I went over here and I grabbed a giant canister of ammonium. And I'm going to go ahead and run that out. I'm going to actually stop this because this builds that up pretty fast. Oh, there's some over here I can put in there too. Yeah, get rid of that stuff off my ground. So now what I need to do is I need to get myself some more ammonium. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right there. And I'm going to go ahead and take this and go somewhere else. And I'll be back to do this. Now, again, this is when you really get in the higher end part of the game. You're just absolutely getting massive amount of resources. Now, we're almost done with this playthrough, everybody. And again, we could take it to the nth degree. You could really get tap every resources and just bringing in hundreds and hundreds of resources at the same time if you want to. But we could basically finish the game, because there is an actual storyline to the game, that you could go and you can finish that and get that done. We could have probably done that earlier too, but this is fun. This is fun to really kind of max yourself out with what you're doing. Now, I also noticed that these ones over here were diminishing as well. So normally I would bump these and they would go back to pretty close to maximum. These ones aren't too bad yet. But you can see I bump them and then they have another round of grabbing those resources from underground. And then this is going to take them and feed them into this, or it'll feed it into this and basically backlog some hydrazine right there. Now, once I pick this up, by the way, it'll then keep going because it's got some hydrazine on there. One of the things I got to watch out for is this auto arm over there. Stop auto arm. I can go ahead and try to take this, put this right here, maybe take one of these, put that in there, and then tell this to basically stop outputting and only input. Same thing over here. I can just go ahead and maybe take some of this and move it over here. Take that hydrazine there, put that on the ground over there, put this here. There we go. Now, what it's going to do is run that out, but I could tell it to stop running out. I could tell it to just go into this thing as well. Because I don't have another hydrazine canister, you should always have the ability to replace it. Later on, you'll see me do a giant pole that has nothing but these canisters in there, so it could literally run for days, and then I'd have like 20 hydrazine canisters in there. So you can get the raw resource, or you can get the refined resource. And the refined resource, in this case, the hydrazine. So it's grabbing the ammonium, it's putting it in there along with the hydrogen, and then, of course, producing the hydrazine, which is your finished material. Now, I would eventually add another step in here where the hydrazine would get grabbed and put onto another table and then just have stacks and stacks of backlog where it could backlog all of that hydrazine. Because I have 3 extractors here, everybody. Of course, going way faster than 1 extractor would go. And let that run. Now, another thing also is because we're using the auto arm, it's going to grab that item, put it into the canister first, and then so I could have the canister running out if I wanted to. Right, like that. So if it does put it in there, and we'll wait for it here in a second. Oh, we got to turn on our auctionator here. Hold on. There we go. So what I could do is just wait here for a second. And it's going to go. I don't know why every time I play this game, everybody, or any game, really, why it has to be dark every time. It just does seem to be a way it goes. And then basically we're going to go ahead and grab it. There we go. And then it goes into the container, out of the container, and then goes into there. That's what's so great about the auto arms is they'll put them in there even though it's set to output. Or I can just tell it to not output and just fill that entire canister up. And then I can just take that entire canister and just take it back to my base, which is what I'm going to do with that other one. So I'm going to set that to do that since there's no hydrazine output right now. There's no place for the hydrazine to go. So we'll just set that to basically fill up that container, and then we'll let it run. We're out of here. We're off to the next thing. Any reason why you aren't overlocking extractors? What's an overlocking? You mean overclocking extractors? Kind of like satisfactory? Or what does an overlocking mean? I don't know what that means. Overclocking the extractors. I don't know how you overclock extractors. You can do it in Satisfactory. I didn't know you could even do it here in Astroneer. Let me know. I never heard of that in Astroneer. I've heard of that in Satisfactory. I've overclocked them suckers every single time. I overclock extractors, absolutely. That's like one of the first things I do when I start upgrading, and you'll see tomorrow. I'll be doing it tomorrow. By the way, we're also going to check out blueprinting tomorrow as well, or check that out a little bit, but we'll be mainly doing our main playthrough. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab this baby and run it to the end of our process here. There we go. Boom, right there. Now again, same thing over here. I've got it all set up so it's running all this stuff into there. So I'm going to go ahead and run those out. I'm going to go ahead and start this back up again. Put that on a loop and then run this out. And now that's just going to make tons of hydrazine. And that hydrazine is then going to be running over here. And that hydrazine is going to combine with this massive amount of graphite that's being collected automatically by the train and being run over here and put into this thing. You'll see it come along here eventually and feed that in there. And see, and it just keeps the hydrazine in there. And then that will basically stop. You're like, well, Kismet, why didn't it stop? Why didn't it go in this big, gigantic canister you have over here? That's because the canister does not have an auto arm to grab it and put it in the canister. And that's why it's always good to have those extra little steps so your stuff does not stop, right? That's why you don't want that stop. If I pull that out of there and put it in there manually, it'll go in there. But that auto arm is a great part of the process. Same thing over here, everybody. We're out of nitrogen. Why are we out of nitrogen? I don't know. It should be feeding in there right now. Maybe turn that off and back on again. Why is that nitrogen not feeding? It's broken. I don't know. I'll take that out of there. What's the deal here? Did I turn this off? I can manually put it on there. There we go. Oh, it got disconnected. The power got disconnected over here when I moved the thing. Oh, that was my bad. Power got disconnected. There we go. All right, now it'll automatically do it. Okay, so while we were gone, everybody, remember we didn't have any in there, and now it's done 7 of them while we were gone. But, of course, it stopped because of the nitrogen. But now it'll just keep collecting nitrogen. It'll keep adding that nitrogen. It'll keep adding all of the graphene we have. We have 380 graphene. We have over 390 titanium. And now it's just going to make a massive amount of titanium alloy. And then that titanium alloy and then the steel that we're making over there, and of course a lot of helium, we can just put on this table. We can literally just put 2 things of it and then make 400 nanocarbon alloy, which is what we will do after we let this run for a while. Just like that. Oh, lock that. I get that off of there. There we go. All right. So we'll let that run. Now we have about, let's say we're about 32, plus probably another one there, 33 nanocarbon alloy right now. One of the things that we do want to do is we want to make those larger canisters so we have more room to put some more stuff in there. Oh, you make it turn on and off so it makes it go faster. That feels like a bit of a glitch to me, so I probably wouldn't do that, but hey, it's your game. You do whatever you want. I don't like to cheat, a shortcut, glitch in any way. If I feel like it feels like it shouldn't work that way, I will not do that. I wouldn't call that overclocking. I would call that glitching. In my opinion, overclocking is more like you put a boost in there and then you boost the thing and it makes it go faster. But if you turn it on and off and on and off and on and off, I feel like that would be more of a kind of abusing the mechanics of the game. But of course, you know, it's in the game, so I don't know. Did they do that intentionally? That's a question for them, not for me. All right, and we also need some titanium over here as well. So we had that little canister of titanium for that. There we go. So we got our titanium, we got our nanocarbon alloy, and now we need some glass, everybody. Now I could actually make some glass. I've got some quartz right here. You simply forge up some quartz, and I think I have an extra forge laying around as well. Where did I put that forge? It's around here somewhere. Let's go flying around and look for it. Oh, I'm out of hydrazine, which is a funny irony because I'm making an absolute ton of it over here right now. Let's go over here and snag some. Snag. Put that in my jetpack. Snag. There we go. We good. I love this hoverboard. I probably used it the most in this playthrough that I've ever used ever. Which is awesome. Wow, look at this. Look at this stuff, everybody. Look at this scrap it's making over here. Look at this mess. Holy mackerel. All right, let's keep that rocking. Let's get these over here where it can grab these. Now, what all I have to do, everybody, is just throw this stuff up here, and it will just grab it all. Even if I just throw it on top of the table, it'll basically just grab it. And I'm trying to feed it in there faster than it's grabbing it, but I'm not succeeding. Oh, I don't want to put that in there. Do not want to. I just confirmed, everybody. I have put dynamite in that thing. Bad. Very, very bad. All right, I might be using it over here. Yeah, I might be using it over here. So yeah, look at all that. Look at all that scrap that is already made. Now, what this is doing, everybody, it's going and actually trading in, which originally was resin. Then it became a canister. That canister was then taken and scrapped, and that scrap was then made here. The scrap is then traded out for organic. That organic is then converted into carbon. The carbon is then transferred over there, and then it's over here pumping out an absolute ton using the iron of steel. It's at 370 steel right now. Now, this is the highest end of the game, everybody. That's making that nanocarbon alloy, which becomes the two highest things in the game. Of course, RTGs, which are your power source, which is an infinite power source. It runs on both day and night. It's basically like a nuclear reactor or a fusion reactor, and it'll just keep running. And then the other thing, of course, is the massive large canisters. These canisters also take nanocarbon alloy. But the canisters also take the quartz here. Now, I don't have a quartz thing set up right now, so we're going to work on that right now. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can sneak another train, right in between here. That's going to be a tricky one. But we're going to go ahead and cut open a little bit more here. Maybe make ourselves another little ramp right over here. Because we just happen to know that there's some quartz right down in here. Because we saw it originally when we got it going. Hey, cowboy! Have a good evening, Kismet. Thank you, thank you. I am having lots of fun, as you can see, playing one of my favorite games, Astroneer. Incredibly fantastic game. Oh, that's because my auctionator is sucking up all my power. There we go. All right, everybody. We've got some quartz right there. Now, again, I don't want to get rid of the quartz. I just want to expose the quartz a little bit so I can see where it's at, and I can just put an extractor. I can put it on the wall. I can put it on the ceiling. I can put it sideways. Any way I need to do to get that to extract, all right? So we're going to extract that right there, and we're going to run this up here. Now, if you notice that in this particular part right here, I am using a station to stop. This is actually the logistics depot, which is part of your questing for it. But you can see I'm using a station over here for the resin. What it's doing is going over there. It's getting the resin. It's bringing it back to the station. So I have a station on both sides. So it goes there, it picks it up, and then it comes over here, and it drops it off. Now, one of the cool things about the station is if you have backlog resources on there, those resources will instantly go on to the actual train that's coming by. So it'll actually fill up the entire train, too, by the way, if you set it up to do that. I only have one car, and that one car is going back and forth. Now, when that car comes along, what it's going to do, when it hits a certain part of the railroad track, this part right here, you can see the wire coming out of there. When it hits that part, it's going to automatically activate my auto arm. It's going to turn that on. And then what's going to do is it's going to grab the resin and start to unload the resin so that the car can then be unloaded and then go back again. right? Now, one of the things that I would probably put in here is a little bit of a delay before it turns off, because you'd want to, of course, clear this here, because when it comes back, it would automatically take all 4 of them, boom, and just instantly take them off of those. So you want to put in a little bit of a delay, and I'll probably do that later or never. It'll be one or the other. It's one or the other. Now, of course, we follow this down over here. It's just nearby. There it goes. All right, here we go. We'll watch it go down the track. Now, of course, it's going to go much slower when it's just that without the actual top of it. But we'll go over here and we'll watch it work its magic. Again, when it hits that certain section, it's going to turn this auto arm on. There it goes. And you can see that it just goes ahead and it just starts unloading the actual part from the station. And then when it gets enough of it unloaded, back it goes. And then when it hits that part, boom, the auto arm turns itself off. And then it just repeats that process. I've actually filled up about 5 of these now with resin, which is just using that easy process. Now, some of these, everybody, I am using, oh, here we go, right over here. I'm just using the car with no station. So what it does is it goes ahead and unloads it, and there's a sensor on there that recognizes whether it's full or empty. And then what it does, it just works its way back on the other side. So you can do it either way. I find this way, less resources, less moving parts, just as easy. Depends on how fast you're extracting the original resources, right? If you're extracting it really fast, well, then a station's great. Put a bunch on there, and you could be sending a massive amount back and forth, if you want to do that. But here you can see it's just doing one at a time, and it's grabbing it, and it's feeding it in there. So again, I could put 3 of them down if I wanted to, and then it'd be extracting it way faster, right? You can scale that up tremendously. There we go. Oh no, some people have gone berserk. It happens. Good evening, Cowboy. What's up? I would be playing some games right now and role-playing, but I've tested... Oh no, you got pneumonia and COVID. Oh boy, Cowboy. Oh man, come in and relax, everybody. Let's show some love to Cowboy in the chat. Holy mackerel, that's a double whammy right there. I hope you you come out of that, man. That's a rough one. Oh, you got a husky and a 9-year-old daughter. Oh wow, Cowboy. Wow. Oh man, I know the feeling, man. I got 3 daughters myself. I know the feeling. And of course, I had the Sparkle dog, which my dog, she passed away, sadly, earlier this year, but always be remembered in this stream, because we got them Sparkle dog emotes, as well as all the fun times we've had in here. So, Shard couldn't handle, I'm gonna say handle the giant train station and Sylvia Rail Network, which resulted in rail disappearing. Well, this game is, I don't know what it is, everybody. It is, you know, it's released, but it still does some funky stuff. But you got to think they're really pushing the edge here, everybody, because they're using voxel shaping. I mean, they could have went all Minecraft up in this thing, right, and just done trains and like in Minecraft. But they got this going on, where it's actually like, you know, triangles or voxel shaping that they're doing. So they're really pushing the limits, and they don't, you know, they're not no EA like they got, you know, $250 million to spend on a game. This little indie dev, everybody, System Error, who's one of my favorite peeps, by the way. They're super sweet over there as well. They have sponsored the stream many times. I appreciate them big time. But you got to show them some love, those little indie devs, right? So I give them a lot more credit and a lot more leeway when it comes to weird bugs and things like, you know, I'll be sitting here and then I'll be doing something and all of a sudden I'll bump my car and my car will go flying over the horizon, everybody. It's out of there. It's gone. I actually did it the other day. I think, oh yeah, a couple times ago, we were working on our ammonium and I bumped it and my car went flying, everybody. It went absolutely flying out of there. I've had things glitch through the ground. I've had all sorts of do stuff. It's especially bad on the server, because you got to think that server is still a beta version of the server, everybody. They're still working on that server stuff, and we're lucky they even did the server at this point. I'm playing on a local game here, because one of the things that does happen on the server, like when you're driving your car, there's some sort of lag between you and the server, and all of a sudden there'd be no ground, and you could actually fall into the ground, and then all of a sudden it loads, and you're like in the ground. That's not good. That's not good. So again, remember, they're still working away on that. So I definitely give them lots of leeway on that, because you know, it's not like they have 200 people to go in there and work on all that stuff, everybody, or 2,000 people on a solo save. It's the dedicated. That's it. I just said that. Yes, dedicated is the tough one. Remember, that is still a work in progress. The servers, it always is. Even Satisfactory, which has I think been out longer than Astroneer. I can't remember. But Satisfactory, every single update, I jump off the server. I like using the server on there because you can let it run, right? You can just like let stuff run on the Satisfactory server and it will run. I call it the power of time. So you just let it run 24/7. You're not even in the game. It's making you tons of resources, which you'll see tomorrow when I play that. But again, you got to have that drawback of you got that lag, or every time they update, the server's the last thing to get fixed. It's the last thing that's going to get that love, that TLC that it needs. So yeah, it can happen on either. Again, I'm on a single save here, or a local save, and things get flying, 3 grids to the ground. I just consider it part of the game now. Remember, you start with nothing. So if you lose your stuff, you can always get it again, right? And maybe build it even better next time. Maybe twice as good, as a matter of fact. I'm sure you could. Started with 5 des, now 40. Amazing to watch them grow. Yeah, I know, right? That's because they make a great product. I give them lots of credit, everybody. Normally, if this was like Roblox or Minecraft or stuff like that, when I was young, I would have lost my mind, everybody. I would have been playing it 24/7. I would have absolutely loved it. But I missed that whole phase. I was busy playing other things like Fallout and other games like that. I was busy. Plus, I've been married for 30 years. I have 3 kids. I have real life responsibilities, all of that stuff too. But I never really got that much into it. Me and my kids played Minecraft a bunch, right? It was fun because they wanted to play and whatnot. We build all sorts of fun things in there. But I'm not like totally into it. I'm not like, there's some things I'm totally into, like Fallout. I'm totally into that. I love the Fallout series. But I'm just not totally into it. And the same thing with this type of game. Normally, I would not be totally into this game if it wasn't so exceptional. It's like the gold standard of this type of game. And they just keep making it more and more awesome. Every single update is a well thought out, amazingly fun update. Like the trains was the latest update. Brilliant idea. I would wish they came out with some foundations. I hope they come out with that. I want some I don't want to have to do this every time. See what I'm doing here is I'm just shaping out the dirt, everybody, so I can put it in there. I want some foundations where I can put my base on, and then I can build a base on those foundations as well. That would be amazing. I would love to have that, and then have it, perpendicular to the ground so it's flat. It drives all of us base builders crazy. There we go. Astroneer is my crutch. 6K hours. Oh, wow. Foundations have been on my wish list for some time. Me too, since this game came out. Absolutely. And I've told them many times over there at them, and I have a direct line over there. They're pretty sweet to sponsor the channel and all of that. Here on my channel, again, this is my gold standard on my stream, everybody. I play it every single week on Tuesdays if I'm conscious. Sometimes, of course, I do have medical problems. I'm partially disabled. I have sleep apnea, really bad sleep apnea, insomnia, as well as a constant dizziness. Or vertigo, as you could call it. It's a middle channel ear imbalance. I'm partially deaf in that ear now as well. But, and that could be causing my dizziness, everybody, is that partial deafness in that ear. The only option that I've heard is that they make you fully deaf in that ear, and that fixes your dizziness. And I'm like, well, but then I'm deaf in that ear. At least I can hear a little bit of something. It's like, what do you want to give up the one thing for the other thing, or not be dizzy but then not be able to hear? Those are big life decisions right there, everybody. Always something like that. All right, look at this titanium alloy filling up now with 89 titanium alloy. Looking good. Now, again, this is just to get it started, everybody. We've just been fooling around with trains. We've been fooling around with different stuff. And again, you can keep scaling up. And this is tiny, everybody. This is what I consider a small base. Right, look at that. That's not that big. A big base would be like covers half the planet. That's what I would consider a mega base. But, this is just getting started, trying some things out. And just think of the epic level of logistics that you could do now with trains, right? You could have a train that just does that one thing. It goes and it gets compound over here, and it goes and it gets, it couldn't get carbon, but it could go and get like resin and then get resin and then something else, right? Like, what do we got over here? Like, say, resin and, that's organic also. Well, I picked the 2 that are the toughest ones. Let's see. What else do I got over here somewhere? I've got to have another one hiding around over here somewhere. What I do is I like to have it where it does everyone. Here we go, right here. Aluminum alloy and copper. There we go. That's an easier one. So we have it go get aluminum, which we're already doing, and then we can have it go get copper, and it could be bringing both of those things together and then going into our furnace here to make us aluminum alloy. And then we take that aluminum alloy, then we make other things from it, right? So you can be doing that entire thing. Now, what I'm doing over here for the Halloween event, still running, is making it where 2 button repeaters repeat each other. And then it just is perpetually going, right? And then then it's going ahead, it's planting it, and then breaking it down. And then planting it, and then breaking it down. So it's just kicking butt down there, grabbing that stuff, converting it. Then it goes over here, it fills this thing up over here, and then I tell this, hey, go get me some sweet, sweet loot. And off it goes. Now, it's been dropping my thing lately. I don't know why it drops all my stuff on the ground there. That's so weird why it would do that. You would think it would not do that, but whatever. And there we go. So, like that. And then it just keeps dropping it. What it should do is take it with it. And then it should disappear. I don't know if that's because the event's over and the update came through or something. I don't know. But normally what it will do is it'll take all that stuff, take it up to space, trade it out, come back, and then have the resources on it. But this is not doing that. But you can see that it still goes over here. And I can put this right here, by the way, and just have it drain all of that into there. Look at it drain it all in. Right? I can just say enable output or enable input. And that'll grab that. All right, this is back again. Now look at this. I got a bunch of stuff. I got some hydrazine. And again, I got a little, drop it on the ground, grab it section over there. Where I just grab the item, throw it in front of there, and that auto arm just randomly grabs whatever's there. You can also have the auto arm just pull it off of here if you want to. It's really up to you. There's so many fantastical things you can do in this game. Okay, and I can just put this right back here at the top. I can say, okay, how much do I need? 800, boom. There it goes. Okay, now it's working properly. So it's going to grab that, take that up there, and now I just got 1,200 item recovery points. Now, the cool thing is it doesn't waste your points, everybody. When it does come back, it'll count those points toward the next care package as well. Now, what I can also do is have this auto arm grab all this stuff. One of the other things that I would love to do, tough juggle, wish the best, bro. Yes, it is quite the juggle. But I have actually been getting way better over the last 7 years. I have been working on it, and I just got I had a problem with my throat closing up, and I went and got it stretched. I didn't know you could even get your throat stretched, but you absolutely can. And now I can breathe again, and I can eat food normally, which is awesome. So if I take this and put this over here, everybody, what's going to do is it will grab it. I grab this. It'll grab it, but if it has any of those other items on there, what it will do is basically take everything, and I don't want it to grab everything out of there. Let me reattach that. So it'll grab it off of there for you automatically, but if this is feeding these up here, the squash line, it'll grab those. So one of the things that I would love to do, and love to see them add, is I put the squash line on there, and I tell it not to grab that thing. Grab everything but that thing. Right? So you have the option of yes or no, that item, right? So instead of just grab everything that is this squash thing, right? Just grab just the squash. You could have it where grab everything but the squash, right? So you have a and or what's known as a descending or descending. Basically, yes or no. Grab this yes, grab this no. That's what I'd love to see, because right now all you can do is put this on here, and you can turn it on and off, but you can't tell it to not grab that thing, right? You're telling it to grab the thing when you put it on there. Only grab this item. Don't grab anything else other than this item. But I want to grab everything but that item. That's what I want. I want the opposite, right? I want to have that option to reverse that. If I could, I would. Because that would work perfectly for this thing, right? So it comes down, it grabs all the other stuff off of there, but doesn't grab the squash line off of there and just feeds the squash line in there without being disturbed over here. So I definitely want to take that off of there. I want to take this and move this out of here. Otherwise, it'll grab all that squash line when I start this back up again. And then I got my auto arms to do their thing. Now, again, if we look in here, everybody, it actually already did the payload. It's already a portion of the way to the payload being done, so it actually remembers how much payload that you have done. So that's just going to feed all that up in there for a long time. We'll let that run. Now, we've also got some hydrazine over here, which is going to help us out over here. And we can go ahead and swap out our hydrazine real quick. It's too fast for me. Too fast for me. Got to run all that stuff back in. There we go. All right, put that one there. We can run that hydrazine out to speed that along a little bit. And then now we've got our canister. We can go back and use our canister for hydrazine. But we really need to scale all this up, everybody. I mean, normally I have stacks and stacks of hydrazine and all of that. And again, our resin working away there. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to get back to focusing on our stuff over here. And I've got a ton of random stuff up here. We got like RTGs just sitting around and whatnot. And you can see it's been picking up a bunch of this loose stuff that I have going here. Now, one of the cool things also is to create a bunch of sorter that will sort all this stuff and put it in its appropriate canisters. Another thing that you can do if you have a bunch of canisters like I do back here is you can take this. Whoa, camera problem. You can take this and just put this on here, and anything that can be put away will automatically go into those canisters. Apparently, in this case, there is nothing on that table that will grab it. And that plastic is full right there, so that's not going to work either. But you get the general idea. It'll grab all that off of there and put it away where it goes. And the same thing over here. Uh-oh, look at that. We definitely want to turn that off, or it'll just grab all that stuff and put it back over there. And there we go. What else we got on here? Let's see. We've got, here's what I'm looking for right there. Okay. Now, here's our train stuff here. We've got the rail post bundle, which we're going to definitely need. Let's see. We've got, we already got one on us, too. What can I take off here? I don't want to take any of this off of here. Probably would take one of my jetpacks off. If I was going to take something off, I would take one of my jetpacks, because I'm going to have to put that up there anyway. And this is a junction bundle, which is different. Junctions are like when you come in, you can tell it to go one way or the other way. I just want the rail post, because we're just going to make a simple train right here. So let's go ahead and head over here, and we're going to start with our simple train. So, we got to get our extractor going as well. Let's think about that. We got to go over here and get some steel and an exo chip. All right, steel and exo chip. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think I had a bunch of exo chip. This is the hardest thing, everybody, finding your stuff when you need it, both in real life and in game. All right, so we're going to head back over here. We're going to give them that exo chip, and then we have a ton of steel going over here. Again, we were using this salvage to make tons of carbon automatically. How much steel we got? 394 steel. All right, we good. Let's go ahead and stop this. Let's go ahead and stop that. I think that ought to do it, everybody. I think that's pretty sweetness. Pretty a lot of that going on. Okay, so let's grab a little steel here. Now, we can make a lot of extractors from that, too, everybody. We can make a massive. I find the thing that's probably the toughest out of all of those components would be your exo chips. All right, let's make that extractor. We're going to need that here in a minute. We'll let that run. And we're going to make a crazy ton of nanocarbon alloy tonight, too, everybody. We're going to make an obscene amount. Okay, so while that's running, all we have to do is get it from there, run it out of there, and then convert it into glass, and then use that glass over here. So we've got to get that over here. Oh, we should have got our tall ones. We could have done the tall ones over the top. They're already kind of tall as it is. Okay. We're also going to need a car to run it back and forth, and we're going to need auto arms. We're going to need all that stuff. So I'm going to hit C. It's going to allow me to do a rail post. Now, one of the trouble with these rail posts is they've got a little bit of a mind of their own, everybody. You have to watch out that they don't connect to another one that you don't want it to connect to when you're running them real close together like this. It's going to try to connect back into the system as much as it can. Let's say this. Oh! Like I said, there it goes. It loves to take my stuff and bump it. All right. Get out of there. Okay. So you can see that what it did is it connected over here when I don't want it to connect over there. I wanted it to connect to this one. And I can't specifically say this one goes to that one, except for I can just kind of nudge it and just look at it and say, okay, now it's connecting to that one. Right, now this stuff's way too close together, everybody. This is way too jammed together. Now I can pick all this up and move it But part of the fun is to see what you can get away with, right? What can I get away with in here? Now, what I want to do is try to find my tall ones that I've got around here somewhere and see if I can send this over the top. But again, I do a lot of experimenting. I can sit here and spend 20 hours and make it all beautiful and run it here, there, and everywhere. I'm going to leave that to you guys to do, all right? I'm going to leave that for you guys to go make it just a whole next level style of thing. For me, I just try to do a little tinkering and then kind of show you guys the stuff I come up with by that tinkering, and then maybe give you guys some ideas, inspire you to go do your own awesome designs. That's what I suggest. Now, here's a tall one. So I can go ahead and run this tall one right up and over that other part over to there. And just run this here to the back area. Over here. Man, look at all this stuff. Just stuff laying around. Ah, so much. Now, one of the things that happened, look what happened here. See, I accidentally connected over to that. I don't want to do that. We're going to have to try to make it so it just basically doesn't go that way. There we go. And then we're going to get one of our other ones going here. We're going to swap that out. With the tall boy there. Let's put that down for now. Right here. And move all this. Man, doesn't matter where I move it. It's always in the way wherever I move it to. All right, we'll bring this down. Let's say right to there. Okay. Now what we're going to need is we're going to need the tables. We're going to need all of that. Let's go ahead and get this. Oh, I think that actually was part of my process. Hold on. That was making stuff for back here. That was actually doing some work right there. There we go. We'll just put it right there. Good enough. Put that right in there. Okay. How are we doing over here? Let's see. What are we waiting on? This needs that graphene, so I got to run this graphene back out again. We can run this hydrazine out. We can run that graphite out. Oh, or did I tell that to go? Told that to go back in. There we go. All right. That'll keep on making that graphene. Graphene to keep making that. And then it'll keep making titanium alloy. Again, we want to just let that run today. Now what we're going to need is we're going to need a car. And we're going to need some auto arms. So I've probably got some auto arms just laying around that I'm not really using right now. And all these experiments. I can just go ahead and grab this one for now. And we're going to go ahead and use that to specifically grab just what we need. In this case, it's going to be some quartz. Jetpack up over that. Again, I try to leave, typically I will leave roads, so I'm not like going over the top of stuff all the time. That stuff will drive you crazy. Now, one of the things I need to do, though, is I need to have it where I can use this to grab the stuff. And what I do is I'll use a full table, or I'll use the little tables that you saw over here, laying around here. Oh, where'd that table go? Right here. So I use one of these either just circular tables, or this is a tri-table here, to help grab stuff. Like this. Okay. Small, easy peasy. Get it going on. Right over there. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and go down here. And we'll just say that the extractor is going to be attached here somewhere. We don't know yet until the extractor is done. So I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to move it back a little bit. Let's say right there. Try to keep that from wandering off. There we go. Now, the cool thing is this actually supplies power, so I can go ahead and just snap that right into there. Obviously, I need to connect it on the other end, or that's not going to be very helpful. Another thing I can do is I can go between rails like this and connect these together. So I don't have to go all the way back to the other thing, and it will run that in. Now, whenever you see this, everybody, see how small that line is and is flashing? That's telling you there's a power problem somewhere. Somewhere the power got disconnected, like right here. That got disconnected. When this got all funky chicken and went flying, it disconnected all of my power that was running out over to there. So now that we got that power restored, we can get back to it and get that going. You never want to see that line get real small. If it gets small like that, it means it's low power. And I appreciate them putting that in there so you know what it looks like. Okay, let's go over and see if our extractor is done. Yes, it is. All right. And we're going to run that out. There we go. Yeah, 6K, bro. 6K, that's a lot of hours. That's more hours than I've got. But I don't play games so much that I get burnt out on them. I feel like, you know, usually between 500 and 1,000 is a pretty high level of me to play a game. Sometimes as much as 2,000 to 3,000, unless it's Fallout. Then it's more like 10,000. Now, again, you can see that the way I've got this going, I'm going to have to attach it in such a way that I'm going to try to get maximum extraction from that. Let's go with that. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that I aim it in such a way that my thing can grab it here. It doesn't matter which way this thing is, by the way. It doesn't matter. As long as this can see that front thing and then grab it from wherever it is. And then also it can supply it power, which would be awesome. Just a little bit too far there. Let's move a little closer. There we go. Now, one of the things I was talking about earlier, if you missed it, is I like to put an RGG to cap that on top. Now, you can put a container up there if you want to, and do it that way. I like to cap it because then it nevers with it without power. It always has power, even if the rest of my power is off. So that's ready to go. I can start that now, even though it's not connected to the rest of the stuff anymore. And there it goes. So that's off and running. So I'm going to have it get one of those done. And then I'm going to move this a bit closer so the car will end up closer right there. And then also that allows me to go ahead and connect this into here. So now it's going to have full power because I got tons of RTGs over there. In fact, I got a bunch of them just laying around. I haven't even unpackaged yet. Right there. Now, the only thing we need now is we need a car to grab it and take it over to the other side. And then we're going to need to forge it up over there and make us a bunch of glass. And again, I'm just making obscenely absurd run lines and trying to see what you can do and what happens when you do stuff. Again, you can make it beautiful, everybody, if you want. It's up to you. I don't know why I keep moving that. Stop moving that. I feel like it's too close to my thing. Too close to my thing over here. Oh, well, we'll roll it. Okay, what do we got here? We got that tall bundle. Let's put that back up there. Okay, so we're going to end up right here. We're going to move all this stuff off to the side a little bit here. We can actually reconnect all this stuff up here. I was just looking for those rail bundles. Put that there. That stuff up there. Clean that up a little bit. So right here, what we're going to do is we're going to utilize a table. Now, I don't think I have another big table. Let's go see. No, I don't. Okay, so we need to get a big table going on, too. So let's get ourselves a nice platform C with some iron and resin. We are certainly not hurting for either of those. Now, one of the cool things you can do also, if you have an empty canister, like I've got one right here, is you can take the stuff out of your big canisters, like this, and you can run them into your smaller canisters right here. But, of course, it never really does it the way that you wanted to do it. You notice that it took the steel and ran it in there first. So what I like to do is I like to take it off of there and do what I call priming it. So you prime it by putting one in there, and then you do this, then you run it out, and then it will fill that sucker up with a whole bunch of resin, and we can just use the smaller canister while it backlogs all the other stuff into the smaller canister. So we'll let that run for a second. In fact, we got one down here. We could go ahead and get that back in there. So, all right, so we need some resin. What else do we need? We need some iron. All right, now our iron, we've been burning that up over here on the other side. We had a full canister today because we've been letting the train go and collect it and bring it back. Holy mackerel, we still got a ton. Same thing over here, everybody. So we can go ahead and tell it to run this out and then tell it to grab it. But what is it going to grab? Well, in this case, it actually grabbed the iron because certain resources have a higher priority as to what it grabs in the canister first. So in this case, you can see that iron is a higher priority than carbon is. So it didn't grab the carbon, it grabbed the iron. And again, look at that, filling it up. We still got 242 here, and we got to get 2 more canisters so we can go put those back at Glacio and let that keep collecting while we're utilizing it over here. Right? Now, one of the things also we might want to do on Glacio is do what we're doing on Caldor, and that is where it grabs the resources, it converts the resources, and then it makes the final product. Or we could try to create even more of the assembly line, but there's certain resources that are not on certain planets, so you can't let go of the whole thing, but you could actually backlog a massive amount of a midway product as well. There we go. We got that done. We'll take that iron, and then we can run over here. If I can get around here. There we go. And we can make these for days now. For absolute days, everybody. We got a full where did that canister go? Over here. We got a full canister of resin. At least we got 32. And then we have, so it's 2 resin and 2 iron. So half of 32 would be 16. We could just go ahead and run that stuff out. We could tell this thing to go on loop. And that sucker would make that all day long. Oh, let's get the iron out, too. Oh, that was tungsten carbonite. I'm not running the iron. There we go. Run the iron. There we go. And so now we can tell this for days, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Tell it to make it for days. We only need the one right now, but eventually we're going to need more tables, so we might as well just run them all out at this point. So it's going to make those tables. Now, it's going to take a while, because that thing takes definitely a while to make those big tables. So while those are at it, what do we got here? We got tungsten there. Let's put that off to the side. Our resin's still coming in. Let's go ahead and grab all that resin back into that big canister. Oh, we need our cart to get that going as well. Let's see. Where do we make our cart? We make our cart in the small one. Let's get our small one over here. Actually, let's just take this one out of here. Like that. Let's see. We want to make a train car. Let's see. Rail post, rail junction bundle. I can't remember which one of these we made this in. Got to be one of these. Oh, it might be the medium. Let's give it a go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I don't need the real engine. I'm just going to do the car. So I need aluminum and resin. Well, I'm going to grab some of this resin from over here. How many resin do I need? 2? Yep. All right. Grab some resin from there. And we certainly are no shortage of aluminum either, because we've automated that process of it grabbing the aluminum over. Look, and it's filled up another canister with aluminum. I got a 400 canister with it. I got 3 smaller ones. Yeah, it's got plenty of aluminum. Fired up. And you can do that with every single resource in the game. And you could actually do it much earlier than I realized, everybody. You could do it right at the very beginning. You could have that automating, because you can set up this car thing that I'm doing right now. So all you need is the rail posts, and then you put one car on there, and that car could be bringing you back resources the entire time from very early on in the playthrough. It makes me want to do another playthrough to see how early it is that you could get it going. The rail lines are not connected on purpose. They're not connected on purpose. That's how I have them working. I'll show you why. I'll show you why here in just a second. I'm going to get it going. I have them disconnected because you don't need them to be connected. You can connect them if you want. You can connect them into the thing. But I'll show you why here in just a second. Oh, and there's our table. All right, we got a big table we can go ahead and use over here for some refinement over there as well. Oh, it connected to the wrong one? Oh, I see. I will take a look at it here in just a second. Thanks for the heads up. I would double check it again here in a minute anyway, so no worries. No worries. All right, here we go. Making our way over here. Oh, Kismet Love Train. Whoop, whoop. 34 months of sub-love, bringing in that Kismet Love Train right over there, Zarkane. Thank you so much for that love. All right, so we got that right down there. This is coming up over here. And then, of course, going up and over onto that other side. Sometimes that thing spawns, and I don't want it to spawn. I just want to jump. I just want to jump over that thing. Okay, so this guy connected incorrectly onto this train over here. This is what he's talking about. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and do a little bit of that. And there we go, fixed again. Something else I showed earlier where that got distracted. Don't worry about it. I'm going to test it. You always test everything that you make. You do not just assume that it's going to work. You always come back and test it. All right, so we're going to put a rail car in here. We're just going to put that on the track there. Good to go. Now, I can just actually tell it to start if I want to. Go right down there. Good to go. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to limit this to only grab quartz. So I'm going to put that in the center. And then I'm going to tell it to grab that and do it. Now, the problem is this is backwards. How do I know? Because the auto arm is facing this way. It's facing toward the green. So what we want to do is we want to rotate that around so the green is facing to the extractor. It's going to grab the extractor, and then it's going to take it. It's going to put it on the car, and then that car is then going to run over to this other side when we get that set up. Now, how do we set that up? Well, we need to set that up by using a part of the logic systems, which is going to tell it whether and whether it's full or empty. And if it's full or empty, it would automatically trigger the car to go back the other way. So what we're going to need is we're going to need one of our little storage sensors here. And we're going to need some quartz and some zinc. Now, I knew I was going to need that, everybody, so that's why I kept this one quartz right here. That's called thinking ahead, everybody. That's called thinking way ahead, as a matter of fact. And we need some zinc, and of course, we got some zinc laid around here. We got tons of resources laid around here, but of course, we would love to automate all of this eventually. Which one of these is my zinc? Are we out of zinc? No, there's definitely no way we're out of zinc. Oh, it could have been in that canister right there that's empty. I'm sure it's sitting around here somewhere. Oh, there's another table. Throw that off over there. What do we got over here? We got our tungsten. We've got our aluminum. Come on, zinc. Where are you hiding? Titanium. We got all the good stuff. Oh, we got one over here. What do we got? Aha! There it is. Like, kids, you're so disorganized. Well, normally I have it hyper-organized, everybody. But we've been experimenting in this particular playthrough, so when we experiment, we don't spend time cleaning up as much. We spend more time goofing around with stuff. That's how we do. And again, I would love to just spend all day, every day, and I would too, everybody. If I had the time, I would sit here and I would maximize how all my trains are going and every little detail of every little thing. Absolutely. Okay, so this is a storage center. Now, the storage center is going to tell this whether this is full or whether this is empty. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. Oh, well, I'm going to try anyway. Put it right here on the side of the train, and then I'm going to tell it to put this pin in the train. So when this detects it, whether it's full or empty, the storage sensor, it's going to then trigger the car. And then the car is going to go in the opposite direction automatically. So we're just going to let that go. And I'm just going to believe that that's going to work just fine. And we'll know because we'll get to the other side. And we'll know. I'm going to take this part out too here. That keeps getting in my way. So we'll know if it shows up on this other end, right? If it shows up over here, and the car shows up... Oh, wait. How'd that get over there? Oh, that's my car from my other thing. It went and took my car from my other track. And ran it over there. All right, hold on. We got to put that back onto the proper track over here. I think it was this one. All right, let's start that going. I think it was that one. Hold on, let's go look on the other end. And see if it's missing if there's another one on the other end, then it was some other car. Let's go see. There is nothing on the end. Now you can see that this particular one is actually using the train station. One of the benefits of the train station is you'll see when it shows up is that it will instantly load all of that. Boom! It just loaded all 4 of them, and then it's off and go in the other direction. Now, what you really want is you want to do that on the other end as well. And the way we can do that is to make that go a bit faster is to use one of the things we're using on that side, the silos, over on this side. I got a bunch of them laying around. I'm sure I've got an extra one laying around here. There's one over there. I see it. Oh, that's being used for that. And these ones are being used for this. Oh, God. All right. I bet you I have a silo in one of these. We've got a platform. So messy, man. It just makes me want to spend like the next 5 hours cleaning all that up. But don't got the time. Don't got the time to do it. What can we do here? What can we do? We don't need that much space, as a matter of fact. We just need this right here. That's what we'll do. We'll just utilize our little small one here. And basically give it lots of room here. And for some reason, it stopped. All right, this thing must have got messed up. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and set this target here. I think this happened when we accidentally bumped it as well. All right, so there we go. Let's start that. And go that way. Now what it's going to do is it's going to allow it to take all of that off of there in one shot. So it'll load it all at one time, and then it will unload it all at one time. And that's the... Oh, there's one sitting right there, everybody. Obviously, I've used that over here in a previous example. There we go. Actually, we'll put it on this side. Now, one of the things it also does, by the way, on tables is it prioritizes this over the actual table itself. It'll put it on this first. So that's important to know when you're automating stuff, where stuff is going to go. So I'm going to assume that's just going to work. It's going to come back here in just a second with that resin. Now, it's going to go a lot slower when you don't have a train car on it. So if you want it to go faster, get that train car going, and then of course use the train stations where I'm using a train station here. And you can have a whole car full of it, by the way, or big canisters full of it as well. But here it comes. Let's see if it does it. And now if it goes back the other way. See? Again, the more room it has to just offload the whole entire thing, the faster that the interaction goes back and forth. All right, so that's off and running. Look at this thing, cranking. What do we got? 224 over there, kicking butt. Whoa, we got a lot of tables going here too. All right, let's throw some more tables over that way. Okay, what are we doing? We did our auto thing. We got that going. We got, we're looking to see if this came over here. It did. See, it came over here automatically. It realized that it was full, and then brought it over here. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to take that back off of there. And of course, we could use the station as well, and we could put it on the station, but automatically take it off and then go back and forth, back and forth. But we're going to do this one with just the rail car. And so it's going to go ahead and grab that off the rail car. Now, I've played the game since it came out, everybody. It's not like this is my first playthrough. I played the game a lot, but not every day, all day, 24 hours a day. Not that kind of play, because that kind of stuff sometimes can burn you out. I try not to get burned out on games that I really, really love, like Astroneer here. And again, Astroneer is a staple of my stream. We play it every single week. All right, so we'll go ahead and put that aluminum up there. We need some graphite. We're certainly not hurting for that. This thing is collecting an absolute ton of it over here. It's still cranking away. Look at that. It's back up to 163. And again, we got that going. See, the problem is this graphite is not being fed into there. So that's actually stopped the process right there. If I set it to input, then it would grab all that and put it in there like that. And then we'd have to run it out so this next one can grab it. But you can also put this next to this, and then what it will do is it'll grab it from the chemistry lab itself. So if I pull this off of here, let me go ahead and tell it to stop all this other stuff. And I move this over just a little bit, and then I go ahead and put this here. Then what's going to happen is it's going to grab it out of the actual thing, and then that thing will keep running. So sometimes it'll grab it from here if it can't grab it from here, and then sometimes it'll grab it from there if it can't grab it from there. Now, it'll usually prioritize the one that's in the chemistry lab, and then it will just keep going. But again, you can put another table in between and make that a lot smoother so that either way it would run either one. Okay, let's make tons of tables. Okay, we got that. We got our furnace. We need an auto arm. That's what I'm doing. Auto arm with the graphite. I actually see some sitting right over here. Let's just throw that on there. Auto arm. And we're going to need a canister. Potentially. We'll throw that over there. Hey, there's where that furnace went. Right there. I knew it was around here somewhere. There we go. We found that. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, exactly, Zarcade. Thank you again for that awesome love. 34 months of sub love, everybody. I appreciate everybody who comes in and supports the Kismet Love Train. Appreciate you big time. I put all my chips back on the table, everybody, here in the stream. I put every penny right back into it in the form of giveaways and other fun stuff that we do here on stream. All right, there we go. It's going to grab that. It's going to put it right over there. We're going to turn this forge on, and it is off and running. Now, we need this canister right over here to do the job that we need, right? So one of the things that we could do is we could put this right here. So if it does get too much, because at some point it might get overwhelmed with too much of the actual quartz. So we need one that is basically the catch-all for the quartz. So it'll do a backlog of the quartz, or I can put a big canister there if I had one. Free, I could put that on there and it would just backlog a full canister full of it, because the auto arm will feed into one that is actually set to output, right? So very important, very great technique to use to keep your stuff running. And now we need another empty one here somewhere, and I've got to have an empty one around here somewhere, you would think. You would think I'd have one of those canisters that's empty, but I've been filling them all up with stuff lately. Wow, okay. And again, all of our little experiments that we have going right here. All right, let's go take a bird's eye view. Where are you hiding? Got that one there. There's always a one around. Yeah, right there. Okay, I'll use the one from my scrap. Oops. I'll grab this one from the scrap that we were doing. Okay. Oh, and here it comes with another round. And then we're going to prime this one with glass. Even though it's set to output, we'll set it back to input. And then now that's going to go ahead and basically endlessly do that, everybody. It's never going to stop until it runs out of resources or it fills this thing up. It's just going to keep going as long as it doesn't run out of power as well. But that's just going to keep going and going and going. Now, one of the things you can see here, it's got some graphene in there. The reason why it has graphene in there is because it went by the thing and the graphene and the other thing got put on there. So yeah, you don't want that to happen because that's now going to screw that up because it won't go back and forth without doing that. So we have to adjust the way our train is going. So we're going to go ahead and turn it this way. And we're going to try to get this one going that way. We're going to try to make it where this one is not connected. This is really tough, this part, everybody. It's keeping it from connecting into things that you don't want it to connect to. Like this is now connecting over here and running this way. So we'll go ahead and turn it this way, and we'll get it to go like that to connect to the right train. Like this, and we'll try to run it away from the auto arms so it's not getting hit by those auto arms. And let's see what happens when it comes back. And we'll have to take those resources back off of there. And that's one of the things that I thought it would do as it was going by. Because it does that to my backpack, too. That's one of the things that drives me crazy, everybody. I wanted to not put that stuff in my backpack for any reason. Do I want it to have the auto arm put it in my backpack? I want that to be turned off as well. I want this to be and or. Grab just that or grab none of that. And grab everything else. And I want that to stop putting stuff in my backpack. All right. Let's go over here and see how we're doing. How are we looking down here? Oh, waiting for one more. But we're going to definitely need to get this hydrogen off of here. Oh, get off of that thing. Or nitrogen in this case. All right. Let's check out our thing over here. What's the problem? What's the problem with our steel here? We got these all stacked up. Got these all stacked. These are these giant tables, everybody. I'm making a bunch of them because I know I'm going to need them eventually. So I'm just going to throw them over there. Or maybe I'll never need them. Maybe I'll start a new playthrough. You never know. Okay, so what's tripping us up over here? We are waiting on... Oh, that's actually the nanocarbon alloy. We're not waiting on anything over there. Over here, what are we waiting on? We're waiting on our graphene. Now, notice how that stopped. You know, an easier way to do this is just to take this off of here. And take this off of here. Stop this from going. And put that titanium back in again. Get that off of there. And just take this canister and move it here. That's going to be so much faster, everybody. It's literally just going to run that out. It's going to run this out. And now both those things are just going to go as fast as it possibly can. And just absolutely fill that up with a bunch of craziness. Now, of course, the smarter thing also would be to go over here and move this over. Oh, well, if I can get this going before that does that thing. Let me run that back in. There we go. And take this and feed this across from where it's at over here, the any graphene that gets made, and feed that across to the other side over here. Right? So basically what you want to do is switch this around a bit. I can get it to go. There we go. And say we put this here like this, and then we put that there. Oh, no. Come on. Just go right on the table. I'm just going to try to... See, it loves to snap, everybody. I don't want to snap it up there either. I'll just put it on there. How about that? There we go. So whenever it makes that item, it's now going to grab it out of the chemistry lab, because as you can see, the green side's on the right side. And it's going to put it in this canister, as opposed to trying to put it on the table or trying to put it in the chemistry lab itself. And so it puts it in the canister so it can backlog 400 of those into that canister and keeps it from having that problem. We also got to keep our nitrogen going over here. And then now that's going to do an absolute ton of those. That's 163 there, 144. So it's going to do 100 of those, 144 of those for sure. And that's 256, so that'd be pretty close to 400. That's doing its thing over there. Let's check our stuff over here. How we doing? Oh, we got a bunch of glass here. Now I'm going to steal this glass out of here while it's still doing its thing. I take this glass. Yeah, crash into a bunch of stuff. Take this glass and try to make now some of these big boys. Okay, I could probably stop this now. Okay, that's enough of that. That's enough. We're good. All right, we made enough of those. All right, we're good. Run all that stuff back in again. And then tell this to be something else, just so it'll close up and get out of my face. There we go. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, and then put that back as some big boys. Where's them big boys? There's the big boys right there. Large canisters. All right, let's get this stuff out of the way. I think this is aluminum. We can put that back in there, clean that up a little bit. Get this out of the way. All right, we're going to need some room, everybody. We're going to need some room because we're about to throw down nanocarbon alloy, titanium, and glass. So here we go. We got, over here, we got the, that's aluminum. Get that aluminum off of there. So we got titanium, we got nanocarbon alloy, and we just put that glass somewhere right here. And now we're going to throw down on all three of those. And then we're going to tell it to throw down. Make as many of those as you possibly can. And now it's going to make a lot of very, very big canisters, everybody. And we haven't even started our nanocarbon alloy over here yet. We haven't even gone all in on it yet. We're going to go all in on it here in a minute. Now, again, I feel like there should be a delay on this. Like when it detects that this is empty, then turn that off. So here's what we'll do. We'll take this thing off of here now. And what we're going to do is we're going to tell it to go. And remove segment. There we go. We're going to tell it to... We're just going to automatically turn it on right now. Just to have it run. Now, the reason why I was testing that earlier, everybody, is because I didn't have enough power. So, basically, I would have things turned off when I don't need them. Because that'll still drain that power if it's just sitting there waiting. But I don't even need to turn it off now. Because I have so many RTGs, which you can see over here. I can just let that run all the time. There's no reason I have to have that stop. Right? So it can just keep running and running. Oh, there it goes! I feel like you could create a bunch of overlapping craziness going on. It'd be so cool. Which is your favorite gastropod? Oh, that is a good question. Let's go over here and pick. Let's go over here and pick one. All right, got all my gastros right here. Oh, I don't know. It might be the original. It might be the original. Let's see. I've got all of them in a row here. I love this one. He's so cute. He plays peekaboo. That's awesome every time. But I got all my gastros. By the way, this is the first playthrough I've actually done all of them. I know, right? You'd think, Kismet, you played this game forever. I can't believe you did all of them. Yeah, I like to leave stuff for me to do in the future. So I'm usually like about an update behind in completely doing everything. I haven't done everything you can do with the rails yet. Again, I like to leave stuff that you can do later on. I haven't built a bunch of switch tracks and done all of that stuff left. Again, always leave something for you to do. Brings you back to the game over and over. But here we go, the princess. She doesn't do much, but she's cute. Very cute. I don't know. I like the Sylvia one because he plays peekaboo. But here, you can pet all of them. Awesome. He does a little dance. That's a shy one. Plays dead. I guess. I don't know what he's doing. Freaky. Alright, get back over there. Did we do this one yet? I can't remember. Let's do it. Oh. Oh. I put it back in there. Now they're going to sing a song again. I didn't even know you could cause that to happen a second time. I've already done it once before. I feel like this is one of their absolute genius moments, everybody. I find every great developer has a genius moment that somebody thought of this. That they're all going to have a little moment when you put them all in there at the same time. Now we know you can do that multiple times. That's why this game's so awesome, everybody. I dig it. All right. All right. Well, let's see this one. One of these does some rock and roll. Very cute. Very cute. I think it's this guy who does the rock and roll. Is it you? Yeah, there he is. I like that guy, too. That guy's all rock and roll, everybody. I like that guy. Yuzagi, I think his name is. I butcher all names, everybody. I'm the worst. But yeah, Yuzagi crushing it there. All right, let's go check back in on our production here. If I can remember where I was working. Right over here. Look at this. We got a stack of these going now. So now we have plenty of these babies to really backlog some serious resources. And of course, the more we do over here, the more backlogging of resources we're going to get going on. So now we're going to use a lard canister over here to make a massive amount of glass. I'm going to prime that baby, and I'm going to stick it right there. And now I'm going to fill that entire thing up with glass. Then I'm going to go fill those other things up with the big canisters. And then we're going to make even more big canisters until we have basically a lot of big canisters. You get the general idea. So we'll let that stuff run out. Now, how we do it over here toward our nanocard, we're 297. Still just cranking away here. We got graphene, 159, 103 there. Still 100 to go. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this titanium alloy, and we're going to take that steel that we have sitting around here somewhere, wherever I put that steel, and we're going to combine this together into nanocarbon alloy. Now we have a ton of helium as well. So we probably need another table for that. What are we doing over here? This is my big printing here. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect all of this. Like this. Maybe stick that over there for right now. And then we're going to go ahead and work a bit on our final conversion here. Maybe we'll do a little angle table here. I don't know what I'm feeling here. I kind of feel like this needs to be moved. So this can just do its thing. Over here like that. How are we doing this connection? Oh, we're doing it back here. I see. I moved it back here where I got my tables going on here. Oh, there's just a auto arm sitting there doing nothing. Let's turn this a little bit like this, and then we could go ahead and run that into there. There we go. And that get back to doing its thing. Right over there, we'll disconnect this little guy. We'll move him out of the way. We'll just let that keep building those up. And then, like I was going to do it at an angle, like this. We'll just put that right there. And we'll connect that in there. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to take this one here, which is making that nanocarbon alloy. And we'll get it going here. We don't need that. We don't need the nanocarbon alloy right now. Run that back in. Whoop. No. What the heck just happened there? All right. It never grabs the thing I think it's going to grab. It always grabs the other thing. All right, we need a lot more glass here. We'll just run that out. Run this out, run that out. There we go. Oh, now it's making it over here on this table. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. There you go. Just make it right over there. It'll actually cause it to stop when you do that. Because what it thinks you want to do is put it on that table. Wow, we got another big printer here. All right, or that's the same big printer from over there. I can't remember. So we'll go ahead and run that over there. And again, oh, there's where we did with that steel. So we got steel right there. Let's go ahead and run that in. What do we got here? Aluminum. We can get that out of there. And we need something to print this. Or something to hold this. So we need one of these canisters. Hold the nanocarbon alloy. We'll prime that. right there. So, put that one in there too. And then we'll say, okay, this one's going here, and then the final output is the nanocarbon alloy right there. And now, again, all we need to do is get the helium, which is right over here. Now, we got a bit of a problem, see? If we want to take this canister right here, which is the titanium alloy, and we want to put it on this table, we have a problem with the helium. Can't be put on the table. So what I like to do is I like to make it where this thing is facing. Oh, it's now in the way. Hold on. We got to tell it to stop running that stuff out and run that stuff back in. So this thing I like to have facing, though you don't have to have it facing. I just do it that way so I can see it. And then I can have that running out. But because it's not using the auto arm, it'll actually stop doing it. Even if I have this stuff outputting, it'll make one more and then stop. You got to have an auto arm to get it from here and then into the titanium. And a great little trick for that is you can just put one right on the outside of it. Right over here. And so we can go ahead and get that auto arm. We can get this table right here. Because all it has to do is... I hate it when it does that. When you don't want it to. All it's got to do is get from one place to another. So I go ahead and grab this. I'm going to put it in there so it only grabs that. And then you can nestle this right up in here. And you're trying to grab it from one place and put it another place. Oh, if I can get it to go somewhat like that. And then we'll put that in there. And we'll wait for it to finish and we'll see if it actually works. It grabbed it. And then it didn't quite put it in here, right? Even though I have this running out. So I have to kind of like fine tune it a little bit. Like that. Okay? So even if you can't put it on that table, you can use another small table to grab it. And then it's going to do the work for you. It's so cool, everybody. Again, all of the different things you can do to make that work. Or I can put it on another table and have it move on to that table. Whatnot. All sorts of ingenious things you can have to make that work. So that's going to do that. Now, what I need is another auto arm to get it from over there onto this table as well. Or what I could do is basically just move this to the end and then have it grab it directly out of the chemistry lab as well. But I got a whole canister full of it right here, everybody. Or I could have it just grab the helium and put the helium over there, right? And I can make another table behind that holds the helium. And typically that's what I would do because the helium is taking up that prime spot where I could put my resources directly over there. So I could just do this, right? And then this guy over here could go ahead and just grab this stuff. Oh, that's right. I gotta turn those off. By the way, you can also set up a button in the front that'll turn all that stuff on and off for you. Typically, that's what I would do. But here we're gonna go ahead and move this here, move this here. Now, one of the problems you're gonna run into is the same problem we just had. Is its ability to pick that up and then move that over there, right? So I'm gonna put my helium right here that I'm gonna need here in a minute. And to put over here the titanium alloy. And again, we're still in the same problem, right? How do I get the helium from over here? Oh, there goes that. How do I get the helium from over here to over there, right? So, again, what I would do is I'd make another table for this. So we've got plenty of tables sitting right back over here. Like this. And we got plenty of these babies going on, too. And I accidentally clicked that when I just wanted to go over there. Run those back in. All right, we're making a big old mess. We're just throwing away nanocarbon alloy like it's trash. It's just laying on the ground like no big deal. Now, of course, I don't need a table this big, everybody, but I'm going to do it anyway because hey, I can. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go ahead. Now, eventually, everybody, I will go collect so much helium that I'll have it in stacks of helium, stacks and stacks and stacks of it. That will grab it, and then of course, I want it to run out and then feed it in there. So again, we'll have to get our small little thing here, make some more auto arms here. I love to just set the auto arm thing up and just have it make about 20 of them. Oh, I got it backwards. Come here, you little guy. No, I got it the right way. I had it the right way the first time. Trying to grab that cable plug. There we go. All right, more auto arms. So we're going to need more graphite and more aluminum. Well, aluminum's not going to be a problem. So Probably make a canister of graphite. Let's go make a canister of graphite real quick. We just run over here where our graphite is. We tell it to stop running out. We pick up this. We put this over, oh, not there, right there. Run this out. Tell that to run in. And so now we're going to transfer a bunch of graphite from this thing, which is like 244 graphite, into this little canister, and we don't have to keep tracking it down all the time. Easy peasy. And this is run out of ammonium over there. Now I can go get ammonium. Ammonium is off in these trees usually. I can have it go over there, grab the ammonium, bring the ammonium back, be converting that, putting that over there, and then if I have it going, grabbing the graphite, bringing the graphite back, and you just keep doing the whole process all the way down. Right? Like over here, what does it need? It needs titanium. Now, there's no titanium on here, but you could be taking your resin, turning it into titanium, take that titanium, have it being forged, then grab the titanium and put it in there. You absolutely could. There's a 1,000 different ways of doing it, everybody, and all the ways are fun. That is for sure. All right, let's go ahead and grab this graphite here. Let's get over here. I just throw it right here and then have it run out. I always feel like I'm drifting around with that thing on. Right there, we'll make another auto arm. We're getting there. We're about to make an obscene amount of nanocarbon alloy here in a second. We're about to throw down, everybody. We've done the work. Now we're going to have the rewards. Now, also, I suggest not to put the table this way because what you want to do is you want to have it have a maximum angle to throw that into the back of there. So what you'll want is you want this to be facing in such a way that it's going to get the maximum out of the table. I also suggest to put this right here because you don't want any to drop where it's at. You want it to drop onto the table itself. And then also you want to limit it so it's not grabbing things you don't want it to grab. Like that. And then you run that out. And then it's going to go ahead, once we plug in the power. And then it's going to go ahead and grab one and have it at the ready. And that's just going to run out all of that. And again, I could have stacks and stacks and stacks of it there as well. All right. So now we got that going. It is time to make an obscene amount of nanocarbon alloy. Everybody, you ready? We did the work. We're ready to go. Let's do it. Let's run out that titanium alloy. Let's run out that steel. We've got a canister here for nanocarbon alloy, and we're going to let that run. So this is 319. This is 389. That's literally going to run for, I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour. That's going to run a lot. Now, the biggest limiting factor right now is actually the helium over here, because that helium will run out, but each of these are 5 charges. So if you look at how many you have here, I'm going to go ahead and run them all back in. Let's see how many total of these that we have. So that's about 150 right there. And look, it fed one in there. That's about 150 right there. So roughly 150 is going to run out of there. Roughly. And we'll let that run. What are we doing over here? We got this done. Again, we're waiting on glass over here. And again, we could tie this so it all ends up together, where all of the different types of resources end up on this, on that table over there, to get that going. A whole bunch of logistics to do that. But how we do it over here? We got 20 glass. All right. Definitely like to speed that up, for sure. You know what I would do is I would put more extractors down. To make that go faster. Right? Oh, and it accidentally got more helium in there. Probably when it went by my new helium area. Let's make sure that it's not getting hit by the helium as well. Yeah, when it went by right here, it tried to feed that into the thing. Oh man, we got problems here. We got problems. We don't want that feeding into there. So maybe something like way off over here. Where it's not going to hit that train. But it'll still hit the thing. Now, the interesting thing is that we don't need that to be right there. It doesn't have to be there. We can turn these off. We can pick this up. And we just move this. Oops. No. Come on, move it. All right. It's blocking me because it's trying to feed all that stuff in there. That can get frustrating too, everybody. And then you pick up the stuff because it doesn't auto-lock anymore. It can get a little frustrating when it's doing... You try to just do that one time. I'm just trying to grab it before it put the stuff down. It wouldn't let me do it because it would fill it in faster than I could swap it. All right, let's try that again. Let's go ahead and put this here. We're trying to avoid putting it on the train. We'll move this over just a little bit more. Sound like I'm bumping into something now over there. Yep. Okay, back to work. Steel, titanium alloy. Now, this is how I actually like to do it. I like to have the raw resources on one side and the finished resources on the other side. And then just let that run. So let's see what happens when it comes back with this quartz. Now, what I can do is make it go faster by using the train station. I'll take it all off of there. Or I can use multiple auto arms as well. But see, the thing is, they're all cute. Yeah, here, Luna. But the thing is, this is not going to run out of time, everybody. I can just let this run. I can just leave the game running and just stand over by my base, make sure I'm getting oxygen. But the thing is that once you have it set up, you don't have to worry about if it's going super fast or going super slow. You can make it go faster. You can put more power down. You can put more extractors down, and I can make it go faster. But another thing I can do is just let this run and go AFK. That's exactly what I could do. And that's called the power of time, everybody. Just letting it run. And that's how I got all of this over here. I got 400 aluminum just by letting it run. I got all of that... what do you call it? The iron done because of that. Same thing with all the titanium that I have. Got that going as well. So we're going to do the same thing right here. We're going to go ahead. Always that thing in the back there. I always forget about. Put that nitrogen back over there. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to put the finished product here. We're going to put the work in progress over here. And then we're going to run that out. And then we're going to readjust this as well. And see if that is hitting just enough. Just enough where it doesn't go on the train, but it does go right over there. It doesn't have to always be circling around it. It just needs to be close, I find. And it should be good. All right, let's turn that back on. We'll put that right there. You didn't even grab it off the ground, which is cool. All right, how we doing? All right, that definitely went back. Let's go double check and see if we're getting any extras on there that we shouldn't get. Nope. Looking good. Looking good. And again, that's going to extract literally hundreds of those. So we can just let that run. GG's all around on that. It's still working away on my resin. Now, again, every now and again, I call it the bump. Where you run out here and you give your extractors a bump. Right over here. See how the green is getting low? Right there. Give it a little bump. Boom. Good to go. Now, eventually that does diminish. That is confirmed, everybody. In this playthrough, it will eventually get lower and lower and lower until that particular section has none of that resource left. Like this one. Boom. Right? It's about the same. About the same there. All right. Oh, it's got nowhere to feed it. It's probably run out of space on the other side. But no worries. We shouldn't be running out of space at all now. That's because we got lots of room now. Ba-bow. Let's go over here and make another gigantic thing full of compound that we're not really using right now. Just for funsies. Right over here. Well, bam. And then we'll take this out. And we'll try to take that out. There we go. Oh, we should stop this over here. That's okay. We'll prime this with this. And we'll put that in there. And there we go. Off it goes again. Now it's going to basically put 400 of that in there, but I've already got a ton of this compound. So I'm going to run it all out into that canister. Because I got a bunch of these laying around everywhere. So we're going to run those out. And that's only it's only 64 there. This is 64 here, so that's only 100 out of 400. And I already got a stack of 400 of it right here. But I like to keep my trains going. I like my trains going back and forth, doing their thing. All right, we got one more to bump out here. Let's go bump the thing. It makes me want to start all over again, everybody. Wants me to make me start all over and see from the very beginning of the game. To go in here. Oh, and that ran out of graphite. To go in here and see how early I could get these extractors going. But again, you still need the bigger resources to make that run. You need the bigger resources to make the extractors. That's the tough part. But you can still get the trains going and get them all set up. And then when you have the ability to put the extractors down, then you could go ahead and extract those resources. Now, you wouldn't want to manually extract them. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a bunch of that stuff removed, and you want it to extract it and not you. All right, right over here. Put those through there. Take these off. And let's empty those out into that big one as well. Okay, we'll let that rock. How are we doing over here? Nanocarbon alloy. We got 50 of them already. 50 of them going over there. Yeah, we need much more glass, though. We need some serious amount of glass going over here. Maybe another extractor. Come on, let's go. Let's throw down another extractor there. Put that nanocarbon alloy back in there. Man, what a mess. Always with the messy. Nanocarbon alloy there. We need another extractor, so we're going to go ahead and get this big boy. And we're going to attempt to put it down, but there's always something in my way. Titanium in the way. I can just go like this. Pull that titanium back in again. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and tell this to make another of the big boys. Rubber, tungsten, steel, exo chip. All right. We know our tungsten's around here somewhere. What's this? This is aluminum, I think it is. Yep. Run that aluminum back in. Compound, graphite. This is titanium. We'll pull that off of there. Nanocarbon alloy we'll pull off of there now. Now we want to make an obscene amount of these extractors. I just got to remember what I did with all that stuff. Over here, aluminum. This is quartz. There's that tungsten. All right, tungsten good. Oh, that's tungsten carbonide. That's tungsten there. Where's our carbonide? Oh, it's around here somewhere because we made a bunch of it. Where are you hiding, tungsten carbonide? More tungsten there. I use it all up? That's a good question. Tungsten. I think it's here somewhere. And normally what I do is I organize all this stuff and I put it on certain tables so it's easy to find. But in this particular one, you can see that it is very unorganized at the moment because we're tinkering. Tinkering around in the game. I feel like we might be out of tungsten carbonide. Maybe. Oh, this is stopped down here. Oh, because this is full? No. Why did that stop? Oh, it's just delayed. Now, again, when it slows down like that... Oh, it's not grabbing the... Yo, bro. Why are you not grabbing the stuff? The astronium. It's not grabbing that astronium out of there. That's what this table's supposed to be doing. It's failing at its job. Alright, because that astronium will start to trip you up down there, too. Alright, there we go. And looks like we lost some of our seeds, so we'll throw some more down in there. Let's just go crazy. Let's just go crazy! So what I do is I throw a bunch of seeds down there, and it's going to cause those seeds to just go and go and go, like make a crazy ton of popcorn. It's going to absolutely fire that off. Big time. Oh, God, I'm stuck under the thing now. All right, let me out of here. Let me out of this table. Now, again, this is supposed to be grabbing that Astronium. Right now, it's failing at its job. Let me move it in a little closer. Oh, no, not up. Move it in a little closer. I don't know. Something like that. Now, it'd be great to have a container to put that in, everybody. Like a little farm or something. Or a foundation you can put that on. You put a whole bunch there. Or something like a dirt foundation where you could put that in. But I have it like that because it's popcorn, everybody. It'll pop right out of there and go flying. And I want it to be nice and contained down in here. Where it's going to basically just hit the roof and then drop back down. And then my auto arms can pick it up and feed it across over here. Now, I think we have way more than enough than we need over here. Right now, yeah, we have 1,200 and our goal is 310. I think we got enough. All right, I'll put one on there while I was on its way up, too. That's funny. And there we go. And then it's going to come back down with a whole bunch of loot. Now, one of the things I suggest you do is turn your auto arms off before it comes back down again. This way, you could auto arm your way across and take that stuff out. It'd be kind of cool to know the different states of that. Where the auto arm's going, where, you know, it goes up and then it turns it off. You could probably automate all of that, or I bet you could. Where when it leaves, it turns the auto arms off. It comes back, it unloads, it realizes that the thing is empty. Then it goes ahead and turns the auto arms back on again, and so on. And I've tried to do that. It's a little tricky. This one doesn't work like the other one does. You can't automate it as well as you can on the other one. But you do what you got to do, right? You can do as much as you can do. And let's put this over here. Like this. And this is just going to grab anything. It's going to grab anything it can grab that's in front of it. It's going to grab all that stuff. Oh, there's some of the stuff we need right there. We need them chips. I wonder if those... You know what? I've never tried to take those chips and put it in one of these. I wonder if you can put those chips in one of those. I'm going to turn that off. Where'd my chips go? I can't see them. They're hiding. Nope, you cannot put them in there. I've tried to put them on top of that. Nope. But yeah, we need those exo chips to make more of the things over here. Okay, what else do we need? Again, we need tungsten carbonide, steel, and rubber. I thought we made a bunch of steel. Or did we use that steel up? I mean, we're using it over there, but I thought we put it in a separate canister. Maybe we didn't. Maybe that was just titanium. All right, we need another canister. Let's grab that canister over here. And then we'll tell this to stop dispensing. We'll tell this to stop. What is it we needed in here? Titanium, I think. No, steel. Steel. All right, we'll tell that to stop because we got some steel right here. We'll go ahead and do this. We'll tell that to run in, and we'll tell this to run out. And that should throw a bunch of... Oh, you little... Hold on, everybody. I feel like it actively tries to screw me up. See? It actively tries to screw me up. All right, run that out. And I primed that one this time so that the right resource would go in there. But, you know, that's the way it goes. Yes. Very fun. Okay, so we're going to put a bunch of steel in here. While that's filling up, we got to find what we did with that rubber as well. What did we do with all that rubber that we had laying around somewhere? We might have used it up. I don't know. We got a lot of plastic over here. I can't remember. Oh, here comes that compound. How we doing? 145 right now. Alrighty, we got to find out where that rubber went off to. Whee! Up and over all of this stuff. What do we got over here? Ceramic, tungsten. We've got silicon, we got copper, clay, aluminum, glass. Oh, glass! 2 of them in there. And graphite. And this is plastic, so no rubber. Really? Okay, no problem. We got to get our rubber production back up and running. I just happen to have a big old stinking table where I can get that going on. Where do we feel like getting that fired up? Maybe way over here. Ah, come on, thing. All right, maybe over here we'll get that fired back up. All right, now one of these converters, I believe, is set to... Oh, there's our tungsten carbonide. And this one is set to aluminum alloy. Again, I had one for each and every resource at some point. What do we got over here? We got... Ah, there it is. Okay, we need organic and we need resin. Throw that on there. And you know what? We'll grab our tungsten carbonide as well. Okie dokie. We need resin and organic. We need tungsten carbon. We need carbon and tungsten. Now, carbon's not going to be a problem because I just happen to have an absolute ton of it right there behind me there. So we need a bunch of containers that are going to help us do that particular thing. So let's grab some of these containers we have laying around. And we'll just use the small ones. Go like that. Run that in there. Run this in there. That's going to fill that up with carbon. So that's looking good. And then tungsten, we know we've got over here. Let's go hunt that down. Where'd you go, tungsten? Right there. Oh, that one only has 6. Well, okay, we'll combine that together here in a minute with this other one that we have over here. Tons of tungsten in that one. Okay, so we'll run that one out, and then that one should go into that one. What else? Resin. That's easy. We know where to get that from. Definitely want to get my other jetpack back on. Run this out, run that in. Ah, it always does the wrong thing. Alright, I'm taking that off of there. Taking that off of there because it keeps grabbing the wrong thing. Let's go put this over here in our giant pile of random resources. There we go. Okay, that's filling that up with resin. And I'm going to get my jetpack back. Where'd that hydrazine jetpack go? There we go. Now we're talking. Get that off of me. We need some hydrazine. Let's see if we got any laying around somewhere. We don't have enough to make any right there. We could just turn this off. Snag that one. There we go. Now we got some speed going on. Ah! Put stuff in my backpack. Alright. Don't pick that up. No, bad. Get that going. Run that back in. Okay, grab this. Run it over here. Right there. Okay, so what's on this side? This is resin and organic. Take this off. Resin, this is this on that side. Tungsten and carbon. Over here. Like that. And we need that organic. So what we can do is take this off, turn these both off, and do that. And then we can come back over here and have a little bit more fun. Have this go ahead and grab and put that on there. Let's get some more resin. We'll just grab a bunch of resin from over here. And we're just going to have a little fun here, everybody. We're going to go crazy. Go crazy up in here. Gotta get this stuff out of the way. No. Resin alert! Now what it's going to do is make a massive amount of canisters, everybody. An obscene amount of canisters. And then it's going to take those canisters from that resin. It's going to grind them up right there. It's going to turn them into scrap. It's going to grab that scrap. It's going to feed it over here. And eventually that scrap is going to end up over here onto this trade platform. Now this right now is set to output, so it's not going to go in there, which is good. Now once this fills up, right like that, I can go ahead and launch it to go get me a bunch of organic. So I can trade my, basically I'm converting resin into organic at a much reduced rate, by the way. You got to think that if it takes 2 resin over here to make a small, or 1 resin to a small canister, it is doing it at a 1-to-1. But when you go ahead and convert it into a scrap piece, it takes much more of them to make 1 scrap piece than it does to do it. So you got a diminishing return in the long run. But you'll see here in a second, it's going to come back down with a bunch of it. Now, normally I'll forge it up, and it will become, what you call it here? It'll become a thing. Oh, see, I knew it was going to do the scrap over the top of the... Yeah, see, it's just going there. I want to put organic in there, and I want it to go back the other way. Yeah, see, you just... It's really hard to keep that thing from doing that. You just take this off of here. Oh, you take that thing off of there, you put the organic in. First, you prime it, and then you put this over here. Now, the problem is the forges grabbed hold of it. If I pick the forges up, it's still stuck to it. So I can go ahead and do this, like this, and you want to pull the forges off of there. Because it's just waiting for you to start it up. Oh, I got to get this off here quick. Oh, not fast enough. Not fast enough. And it will prioritize putting it onto the forge, too. So there we go. So now that's going to go ahead and do a whole bunch of that. And there we go. We're out of resin. But we certainly got a lot of these things laying around. Go put this back over here. Tell that to run back in. We certainly got no shortage of little things. And these actually go faster than you can pick them up, I've realized. Which is cool, I guess. But I could have 4 of these auto arms grabbing them. You could be doing that as well. And of course, they don't go onto stuff. Like, they'll go on to the flat platforms, these ones here, and I've tried it. But what happens is it still gets to a point where it's making them faster than it can grab them. And that can be a big problem. But there we go. We're just making some compound where I have to use the centrifuge. We're just being lazy. Look at that. It's almost full. Almost full. Being lazy, but that's an actually legit part of the process. You could have it bringing the resin down, taking the resin, converting it into the thing. And if you timed it just right, it would only make so much of each thing. And if it just kept going, it would just do that endlessly. If you had it all down, right? It brought 4 resin in, it converted 4 resin, took the 4 resin, converted over there, turned it into scrap, turned the next thing into the next thing, and so on. You could definitely time that out easily. All right, there is our organic. Easy peasy. Right over here. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and get our rubber going. Now we're going to have a problem, though, is that when it goes to do the rubber, it is basically going to have nowhere to go. Also, it has no power right now, so we're going to have to fix that problem. Some power back there. There we go. And then turn that on, and then we'll just have that. Oh, not nanocarbon alloy. What the heck? Rubber. There we go. Accidentally told it to go do nanocarbon alloy. All right, there we go. It's doing rubber. Now, over on this side, we want to make tungsten carbonite. And again, it's going to be a little annoying to do them all on the same table. And there's no reason for us to do that, considering we have big, gigantic tables just laying around We'll go ahead and bring another one over here. And maybe we'll clean this area up a little bit. Looks like we got multiple levels going here. Holding down the control key. Flatten this all out nicely. Like that. There we go. And I'm just putting this stuff together just because it happens to be over here. I don't know why. There's no real rhyme or reason why it's over here versus over the other side. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and put this over here. Like this. There we go. And then that's going to allow us to take another small canister if we've got one. I don't see any more free small canisters. No problem. We got big boys. We got the big boys. Okay, let's run that back in for a second. Open up our big boy here. And then we'll prime that with that rubber. Put that right there. And then we'll just run these two out until it's done running that out. And then we'll just keep putting that rubber in there. It'll keep feeding that in until it runs out of resources over there. We got that going. Now, of course, there's a way of making this way more efficient, everybody. Of course, you could have the actual raw resources running to it as well. But I'm just putting it on a table, give you a general idea of what up with what up. And then we're going to put that right over there, and then run this out, and then tell this to go ahead and loop. And that's going to do the same thing. Now, the problem is here, look at this tungsten running out of there. Hold on. Hold on. Run that all back in again. Because the tungsten got in there. We don't want the actual tungsten in there. We want to take that off of there, wait for one to be made. Eventually. Eventually, it's going to be made. How we doing on those retweets there, Caveman Mux? How's our retweets going? Click over here. Oh, I never did the updated one. Let's go. I forgot to do the updated tweet. Because we switched from one to the other. One game to the other game. Right here, Astroneer. I usually have all this stuff pre-done, everybody, but I've been trying to push on a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh,
squirrel!
Only got so much time. Yeah, I squirrel on it big time. All right, bam! There we go. Brand new tweet out there for you guys to earn some Kiss Cats. We're gonna throw that in there and get it going on. Right there. All right. So, new tweet because we did switch over to Astroneer, from, our previous stream. I just kept going the whole entire time, everybody. We've been going for 10 hours now. But I did take a break, though. I did take a break, lay down for a little bit, and I am now back and ready to rock. So go ahead and follow that, tweet right there. Click that second link. Go out there and hit that like button, hit that retweet button. K-Man Mock's going to give you 4,000 for the first 5. He's going to give you 8,000 for 10. He's going to give you 10,000 for 15. So go show it some love. K-Man Mox is on the job. Okay, so there we go. We got our first one, tungsten carbonite. We're going to put that in there. We're going to prime that. We're going to put that right there. And then we're going to go ahead and run this out. And we're going to let that go to town, everybody. Now, that's going to make an absolute ton of that as well. Over here, it's been kicking butt. How much has it made so far? It made 12 of them so far, so we're going to let that run out for a bit. And then get that going. Now, our other thing is we're going to need a bunch of chips. So let's get all these chips together. Let's take everything that is not a chip. Oh, wait, I got an idea. Let's let the auto arm do the job for us. What did I do with that other auto arm? Over here. Let's take this auto arm. And we're going to put that there. And kind of aim it at all of this stuff. Then we're going to put one chip on there. We're going to tell it to grab anything that's one of those chips and put it onto here. There we go. So it's going to go ahead and find them all for us that are up there. I feel like that's going really slow. See how it's flashing? There's some sort of power. Oh, right there. This power's not crossing from one side to another. This power's not making their way back to over there. There we go. All right, I see that flashing. I'm like, I got it. What's going on with my power? Okay, so there you go. So now what it did was it grabbed those chips that it could find out of all that random loot in there, and then put those chips onto this little medium storage. Oh, there's another one right there. I can see it. Right there. Is there any on this? I don't know. Let's put it up there. Let's see, can we snap it somewhere? Or maybe right there. And then we'll aim it at that. Nope, none on there. Because it would grab it if it did. I'm going to grab that extra chip over there. I'm going to turn that off before it feeds something else onto there. Take that with me. Put that right over here. Now we can make, let's see, we can make 5 of them, 6 of them on top of this one. So 6 of them. So we need 6 steel, 6 tungsten carbonide, and 6 rubber. Now steel's not going to be a problem because we have a whole canister full of it right there. We're going to run that back in. We're going to go ahead and take this and put that onto there. We're going to go ahead and put this onto here. We're going to run that out, let it get back to doing what it does well, and that's making a crazy ton of nanocarbon alloy. I have 97 nanocarbon alloy on that one. Let's make sure to also run out that steel, so we're both running out the steel and the tungsten carbonide. I mean the titanium alloy. And then we don't need that much over here, since we can only make about 6 of these. 6 tungsten and 6 rubber. So let's go ahead and fly our way over here and see how we're doing. We're at 12 right now. Again, I wish I had more of these little smaller containers that were empty right now. I got a lot of stuff in there. See, some of these small containers probably have just a little bit. Oh, over here. That's right. We cleared out these ones. Let's grab these ones. And we can utilize them while it's doing the other ones. Right there. So we'll go ahead and take this out. Take that out. Put that right there. Run that into there. Ah, you little... Get it going. Get it in there. Tungsten carbonide. So we're going to run it out, and then we're going to grab it right before it gets to the end. Good enough. This way, this will go back in as tungsten carbonide. Like that. And then this way, it doesn't accidentally grab all the other base resources there. And there we go. 15. That ought to do it. Whee! Alright, there we go. One more to go. Rabba! Oh, but I forgot to get that empty canister. Hear how that diminishes like that? That's it running out of jetpack fuel. Whoa, this is backlogged over here. Look at this. Get that feeding. By the way, you want to do this faster? Here's what you do. You take this off of here. And you just go ahead and just do this. It just absolutely drains that entire thing. Like this. Ah, that thing's in my way. These things are in my way. Put that up there. By the time I get it. There we go. Like that. Then I gotta turn these off. Oh, actually, it'll just go in there. There we go. And then I gotta get these 2 off the top of there onto here. And then there we go. We got that backlog cleared really fast. And then, of course, we get a care package. And I'm not even gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna let it load that whole entire thing up. We'll let that load, everybody. Okay, we got all this going. We've got our car going. How's our glass looking over here? 39. All right, that's respectful. Respectful amount there as well. Might want to run this back in right there. God, it just makes me want to sort all of this stuff over here, too. Run that back out. So we can grab that. Okay, got that. We got a rubber. That's where we're going. We got a canister. Did we get the canister? I don't remember. Let's go get another one. Hardest thing for me is remember what the heck I was doing. Alright, let's run that back in. We'll run this in. We'll run that out. And we'll go ahead and fill this up with that rubber that's in there. This is in the last bit of this, too. Now, obviously, we could take full, big canisters, right? We could take full canisters full of tungsten, full canisters full of carbon. I could grab that canister in the back there and put that down there and do 400 of those if I wanted to. But part of the fun is, of course, automating a lot of the process and bringing your trains in and stuff as well. And again, I'll play to a certain point, and then I'll stop playing, and then I will come back later when they do another update, and then do even more, and so on. You get the general idea. All right, we've got our 4 resources right there. Actually, we only need 3. Rubber, tungsten carbonide, and steel. What's the other resource that we have? Tungsten carbonide. Oh, that's aluminum. All right, we don't need that. All right, this, and this. And we're going to run that into there, and we're going to tell it to make as many of these as it possibly can. One of my favorite things to do is to stick those things on loop. Let's just move these out of the way so they don't get knocked clear into the stratosphere. There we go. And we'll let that run. There we go. Yeah, it'll be there, K-Man Mox. It'll drop on you, I'm telling you. At some point, it'll drop on you. Sometimes what I do is I put my power armor down, I pick it back up. Do you have an empty frame? When you have your power armor on, is the frame empty itself? Let me know. If you see nothing in your power armor. Remember, if it's on there for more than 6 months, it's a feature. If a bug's there for more than 6 months, it's a feature. Yeah, empty except for the torso. Yeah, that means it's just vanished. Again, I would wait it out. Log out, log back in, quit out the game, launch it. Take your power armor, put it into your stash. Fool around with it, put it back down again, see if the pieces suddenly reappear. See if they appear in your inventory, because they might be in your inventory, and you could just trade with your power armor and take those pieces from your inventory and put them back into your power armor. That could have happened as well. I've had all of that. I've had all that happen to me. All right, more extractors. Let's go. How we doing over here? Oh, 133 nanocarbon alloy over here. So looking good. So what do we need to do? We need to take some canisters back to Glacio. That's what we need to do. Oh, hold on. Whoa, we need some, we need to stop by Caldor. Though Caldor is not making any goodies right now. We need to take this too. Our fluid canister here. And we need to stop by Caldor real quick. All right, we got only 2 launches. Let's see if we can get this going. Let's hope so. Let's hope Caldor has been running this whole time. Now, again, everybody, you can keep scaling this up and scaling this up to just an insane level, which I love. I love that it's basically endless. You can do it as big, as bold as you want to, or you can build it as small as much as you want to as well. I think that's it right there. Let's hope that's the right one, or we'll be running around looking for it. Oh, that's it. All right, awesome. Okay, so this has been running this whole time. I can see that it is filled up with 127 ammonium, so awesome. We've got ourselves some hydrazine here as well that we can use to keep our ship going, so that's always good. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to put that up there. I want to put it in the ship, because we got to get to Glacio. And we'll grab another one here. Right there. And then another one. And another one. And another one. We'll put some in our jetpack. And then I will find what I did with that canister, maybe. I threw it right there. We'll put it right there. And we'll set that to input. And then we'll set this to output. And now it's going to make a crazy ton of hydrazine, everybody. It's going to make an absolute ton of it. It's got 125 in there. You can see that it's extracting all of these. Oh, this one's actually too far. I bumped this one a little too far. It's not grabbing that one. Let me move it a little bit closer. There we go. Sometimes that happens. When you bump it, you move it a little bit too far away from the auto arm. You can see I'm just bumping those so that all of those green bars are up up higher. And each one of those is going to extract 100 or so. So it'll be 300 ammonium. But the problem is I'm extracting way more ammonium than I have room to make hydrazine. That's the problem. I've got to get that hydrazine production going up. But we got to go work on our glacial because we're going to need more titanium and more iron at some point. So let's get that going. And again, that's on Caldor doing our stuff. And then Glacio, the mighty. The mighty Glacio. We're running around. Okie dokie. All right. This has got such just an obscene amount of loot over here, everybody. Okay, we've got to get this process back up and running. So we got to go ahead and fill this one with titanium. And we came over here earlier and grabbed one that was full of 400 here. I'm going to turn this auto arm off for a second. I'm going to go ahead and try to grab as much of this as I can. As quick as I can so I get this canister back on there. There we go. Now it's going to grab all the rest of it that's over here as well and fill that into the canister. I'm going to go ahead and turn that auto arm back on again so it can go ahead and grab the rest of that. And that's now going to go back off the other direction and keep going. Now I got to do the same thing on the other side. So maybe we can turn the forge off as well. There we go. And the auto arm. And we could have a button, by the way, a little toggle that I can click that button. It would turn both of them off. So it allows me to replace that canister. And this is what I usually do. I usually have a button where I just hit that button. It turns both those things off. And then I can go ahead and just feed this stuff in here. Get that all cleaned up nicely. No, not move the... Man, I have the worst problem with these tables because they used to lock by default. And they do not do that anymore. And so I forget to lock them all the time. I actually preferred it when it auto-locked. And then if I don't want it to be locked, I could unlock it. All right, there it goes. All right, we're going to go ahead and start that forge back up again. We're going to go ahead and start that auto arm. It's now got the ability to go ahead and grab all that stuff off of there. Like so. Now, of course, it takes longer, obviously, for it to do that. Now, I bet you on the other side here that this stuff is absolutely backlogged over here. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got a big backlog going off over here as well. Yeah, big backlog. We're going to go ahead and give this a little bump. Oh, look at that go all the way to the top. Very nice. And then we'll go do the same. Down here, let's see if we die this time. I actually was going down here once, and since it's so steep, I actually fell and died. It's pretty funny, as a matter of fact. Just jetpack over there. All right, this thing over here, again, stopped. But let's give it a little bumpy bump. Boom. All right. And that's back in business. Now, again, with the train station, it will load much faster than using the auto arm. It'll literally just, boom, put it all in there. All 4 of them at once, or 6 of them, or 20 of them, or 300 of them if you wanted to. I don't know. As much as you want to put on a train, I guess. And it will automatically put them all in there through the train station, especially if you have a bunch of cars. It'll automatically put it on all the cars, and the cars can go over there and automatically unload all the cars very, very quickly. Though I'm not in that much of a hurry. Again, if I was in a hurry, then I would want to do that, but I mean, it's fine. By the time that goes back and forth a few times, this is not going to extract more than that, right? It's not going to all of a sudden have like 50 of them there. It'll be just fine. And I find that you don't even need the engine, just the car. Because in the time it takes for it to extract it, it's not going to go as fast as if... oh, I got to use my jetpack here. There we go. It's not going to extract it in the time in which it takes it back and forth, and then eventually goes faster than it does. And then there we go. So that's going to go ahead and do that until those 2 canisters are full, and then these things are all full. That thing is going to be cranking away at that. And then we'll have 2 of these, 2 more of these totally full. And so you always, when you go take one, you always want to bring some too, right? So you bring something with you when you're ready to take something back. So we'll let that run. So now we got a bunch of stuff going on Caldor, a bunch of stuff going on Glacio. And then back over. How are we doing on time? Well, we're looking pretty good. All right, back to our house over here, to our home planet, Sylvia. Get that going on. And coming in for a landing. These are actual real glasses, by the way, everybody. They are actual glasses that help me see better. It just makes everything really clear. It also helps me against eye strain, against the computer, you know, the blue light stuff on it. Very, very nice. I got this from my buddies over at GlassesUSA.com, though I did have to pay for them. It wasn't free, that's for sure. But they did a good job on them. Big love to them for kicking butt on them. Appreciate them. I appreciate them also sponsoring the channel as well. All right, let's see. How are we looking here? Why is this stopped? Oh, we're out of helium. I knew that was coming. All right, more helium. We know where to go. We know what to do. Now take the one that you're not using with you. We're making tons of extractors down there. They're starting to stack up. Stacking up those extractors. All right, helium. Now, if you want to know where helium is, everybody, you can just go to your Astropedia here. You go to planets. You can look under gases right here. Now, I just happen to know which one it is. It's the hardest one in the game, Atrox, but it ain't that hard. It ain't that tough. Oops, I just clicked on something. I don't even know if I wanted to go there, but let's see where we end up. We accidentally clicked over there. All right, I wanted to go to another planet, but luckily we've got lots of charges. Looking for Atrox, which is closest to the sun. Oh, wow, there's our thing right there. Boom. And so, again, you take one, leave one, right? Take one, leave one. All right, looking good. Oh, we got a bunch of them. Oh, we don't have a canister already here. We just have the medium storage silo. Here's a great trick, by the way. You do this, set that to input, take this and put that on there. And that'll just take them and transfer them all into the canister. Like so. Now, I should have brought a canister over here and had canisters running, because then I would have a whole canister full of it. Where this is going to be, yeah, you know, a good amount, but not as much as I would like. I'll put that over there. Is this thing on? It is on. Yeah, it takes a while, that thing. We'll let that run. I need another gas canister for here. But hey, we got what we got. We out. Now, we pretty much crushed this game, everybody. Now, again, I am going to be starting a playthrough of Fallout 4 next month on December 1st. We're going to be playing that at nighttime. So I will be pushing Astroneer back, as well as Satisfactory, back until next year, or really to the end of December, because we're going to be playing for about 3 weeks or so, just so you know. But definitely we'll be back to some more Astroneer. Absolutely. But we'll be playing, let's see, how many more weeks do we have until December 1st? Let's see. We're going to be playing next Tuesday. That's for sure. So let's see. Next Tuesday, we got 2 more Tuesdays. So the 22nd, November 22nd and November 29th. We'll be doing 2 more rounds of Astroneer, 2 more rounds of Satisfactory. And then on the 6th, Tuesday, I will be playing Fallout 4. All right, so starting December 1st, which is a Thursday, so 2 weeks from tomorrow, I'll be doing raising funds for St. Jude Children's Hospital. We'll be doing a playthrough of Fallout 4. And, of course, during the day, we'll also be playing Fallout 76. So we'll be doing Fallout at night, Fallout 4 at night, and then 76 during the day. It'll be pretty fun, everybody. It'll be a lot of Fallout. Throw it down in here. And, again, we'll circle back to Astroneer and Satisfactory. They are a staple of my stream, and I love playing the new updates as they come out. I don't know if Astroneer has an update that they announced. I haven't looked lately. I will go look real quick here while we're landing back here at the top planet. I'm usually checking their Discord, but I have a bunch of their news feeds feeding to my Discord. So all I have to do is just go to my Discord, discord.gg/Kismet. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat for you right there. Or actually, I put a separate link right there, too. There you go. Feel free to pop on the Discord, check it out. That's where I'm going. I'm going to go to Astroneer here and just click on it and see what their latest thing that they dropped over here. Let's see. The last thing they put out was today when they've got a little teaser. They got a little redacted teaser today. Oh, they love to tease, everybody. They're teasing, it look like they're teasing something. I don't know what it is. Before that, they have a graphic novel as well, which is cool. I think that Astroneer would also make an amazing Lego set, everybody. I think the whole thing would make an amazing Lego set. Anybody know what's coming up? Anybody see any of the leak soup over here? I'm going to go over there and check it out. And see what their leak soup is all about here. Waiting for it to load. Come on, Discord. So yeah, today was when they dropped it. So I'm interested to know what's coming next. Now I find by the time the holidays, everybody, the devs are, you know, they're burnt out. They're burnt out. They need a rest. They need a rest over the holidays to come back to it fully charged next time. So ESS Elysium Airlock 27. I don't know what that's all about, but awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see if anybody's been talking in the spoiler talk. Yeah, let's go in there. I don't usually look up spoilers, but let's see. Making a bunch of those extractors. I'm just chilling out of my shuttle right now. It doesn't say anything. All right, well, I don't know what that's all about, but that would be cool. I don't see anything. I don't see anything in there that says that if they have a new update. Their last announcement was that thing today. And before that was like October. As well. Yeah, the graphic novel. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Nothing announced. So again, when it does come out with something else updated, we'll got it. I do got a Caveman Mox. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, I totally zoned on it. But then again, I've been going for 10.5 hours. So there you go. All right, everybody, we're getting out of here. And let's see how we're doing over here on our extractors. I feel like we want to throw down another extractor right down over here. Let's grab this baby. Let's pop on down here. And let's get serious about this quartz extraction. Oh, wow. Nope. Man, we need a better quartz spot. I like how I put it at the top of that thing. Just to troll me. Alright, maybe we could go ahead and work this spot a little bit further down. Maybe a little further back. I'm not trying to collect the quartz. I'm just trying to get a better spot. I feel like that extractor is not in the primo spot. Let's go ahead and grab it over here. Ah, now that's primo, everybody. Hold on, let's back this up a little. By the way, you can attach the stuff to roof, walls, whatever you want. Yeah, this is the better spot here. Hold on, let's push through there. Oh yeah. Oh, now we talking. Okay, we'll connect these two together. Like that. Like that. And then we'll grab these. Nope. These. And we'll get it so it can aim at both of these. This is going to be a tricky one. Let's say something like that. That looks pretty good. Let's get this one started up. Let's connect this power into there. Let's pull this closer. And have that kind of come in and... No, I'm in the way. Get out the way, Kismet! You're making it tough. I'll say right there. And then we'll run the power into there. Alright. Yeah, now we got a double extractor. Can it hit both of those? It sure can. Now see, it's putting it up at the top. I hate that. I hate that when it goes to the top. Do not go to the top. Where's one of my RTGs? No! Stop it! No, bad. Bad thing. Don't do it. Come here, RTG. Get up there. There we go. We'll put that RTG up there. We'll put that extra one right there. And see if it grabs it later. Alright, now we need our car back, which probably stopped because I fooled around with the track. Let's go find it. Yeah, see how it stopped back here? That's because it had nowhere to go. Plus, also, it had helium on it. Stop feeding that helium on there. We'll put that helium over here, as a matter of fact. There you go. Still putting that helium on there every now and again. So I'm going to nudge that again over to the left. Where'd our helium go? Let's grab that. Keep that helium fired up. That is helium, right? Yes, alright. In case I got it mixed up. There we go. Alright, now we're talking. Makes me want to tear the whole thing down and redo the whole thing, everybody. It really does. It really does. I've tried to resist. I'm resisting the urge right now. So yeah, this is going to go way faster down here. Again, one of the things that I like to do is I like to watch it to make sure that how the production cycle is going. Does it get 2 of them done by the time it comes back? It did not. And so it's going to grab those 2, and then I'll have to wait for it to make another one. It's also interesting which ones it grabs first. I always find all that stuff interesting. All right, we'll let that run and do its thing. Whee! Okay, what else we got to do over here? I think we got this on lock, everybody. Now, again, once you get to the point where you've got 166 nanocarbon alloy, everybody, you won this game. You won it. That's it. You won. But we can actually win the game by going in and doing some of these things like powering up the planet's core and doing all of that fun stuff. So I think we'll go around and we'll power up some pylons. Let's go do that right over here. All right, we got our vehicle. It's ready to rock. We don't need any wind turbine anymore. I think we're good there. Grab all this little stuff off of here. We don't need any of that stuff. I wonder if we have any other cars laying around here. Did we package that stuff up and take it to another planet? I probably did. Yes, I think I took all those off to another planet. Okay, that's okay. We'll just bring our tower of power. Now, we're basically going to scalp some of our power from the actual base, which is going to slow our base down, but oh well. And we're just going to go ahead and stick that baby. We're going to take this off too. Stick that sucker right there. So that's a full tower of RTGs. It's going to be really awkward to drive that, by the way. But here's what you can do. You can go ahead and take this and put this on the back. Like that, so it's not as awkward. We don't need the battery. We could bring another tower of power, but that's really basically all we're going to need. Let's see. Anything else that I need? Not really. I think we're good. Let's go. Okay. Now what we can do is we can use our radar here to see which ones we have or have not powered up. Now, normally, what I would do is I would move my base by wherever one of those things are. I call them the giant beacons, or they're actually got a name and they actually have a purpose. But I'm going to go ahead and drive my way over this way. Now, I have both the paver and also the other thing, the drill bit. The paver and the drill bit on this particular vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and drive our way right out here. As you can see, I've already made a big old tunnel, which is going generally in this direction. So no reason for me to make another one. Might as well utilize what I got. And of course, whenever I'm doing something, it's always dark time. All right, now this pylon is in this direction. So we probably just want to make a nice little straight road. So I'm going to hit B. There we go. And what it's going to do is not only pick up the dirt, but it's also going to pave me a road right through here. And I just try to go along with the terrain. Whenever you see this gray line that you see is starting to build behind me, that's you doing that. That's you making that. Usually. All right. And then I can just go ahead and turn that off to go a little bit faster and drive right over here. Oh, it looks like I've already been over here. Yeah, I made a little ramp here. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is park wonderfully right there. Pro parking. I'm going to park right there. And what I usually do is go ahead and attach to the thing. I actually went to the wrong one. Attach to the thing, and then it opens it up into here. Now, there's a stone thing in here. I forgot we had to do one of these as part of the quest. And now, so this one is actually already powered up. And basically all the rest are dim nodes, right? And these are, this would be our origin node for this particular one. So if we go ahead and pick that up, I had that backwards. So the one that has the actual little symbol on it, the little star, with the kind of more octagonal, octagonal, well, one with the flat sides. There we go. As opposed to the round ones, is done. Again, that's my sleep apnea kicking in there. But sometimes I'm amazed I can even make words. And then over here, too, we got one of these little chests that we could use later on. Now, again, that's why I threw it there, so I would have it, remember to grab it later. So we might as well just grab it while we're thinking about it. Right there. Use that later. There we go. So we actually need to go to the other one. And again, we'll pull up our radar. We'll zoom in so you guys can see the action. And we're off. Now, the great thing about Sylvia, it is mostly flat. There are some areas where it gets real bumpy. And also it has deep chasms, so keep your eyes out for that. But we're going to just head straight to it. And we don't need to go around because we can go through. Oops, and wrong button. We can just go straight through. That thing is not adjusting. There we go. Try to adjust my my angle of where the stuff goes by holding down the right mouse button. That's one of my favorite things they added to the game is that it destroys the trees instead of you just undermining the trees and then you got to wait for them to disappear. That was pretty tedious. It did cost you a lot of time to wait for those trees to disappear. Oh, we got a pumpkin over here. Kind of feel like they might have a winter update coming in, maybe in December. I don't know anything specific because I just went and looked on their site. I don't see anything announced, though they did drop something today on their website. I don't like to take out those Halloween things. That's just me. I leave them in there. Ah, always hitting the wrong key. I think it always prioritizes F over V, because I hit them both at the same time, and it will do F instead of V. All right, we're not going around, we're going through. Now, there is actually a faster way to do this, by the way. If you have the VTOL machine, you can just go ahead and put that power on the feet, and you can literally fly over there, which is pretty cool. I've done it that way, too. But basically, we're just going to drive around the planet. We're going to make big holes in the ground and try to power a few of these up. And I forgot, that's one of the quests that you do in the very beginning is to power one of those up. And I've got more than enough power. Whoa, look at that. Way up on the hillside. And that blue circle, by the way, is how much dirt I have. It'll go white when it's using up that stuff. And we'll just go ahead and make this a nice little flow. Look at that solar over there. And turn that off. There we go. If you turn it off, it goes a bit faster. Whoa, we got a big bounce there. Now, here's the real tricky part. If you've got the skills, you can just roll yourself. This takes some serious practice, everybody. Something like that. To get that right where you can just roll that right up in there. Now, this actually is going to act as a big, gigantic table. So I just take that off. I plug that into there. There we go. Simple as that. And of course, there's many ways of doing the same thing. Like I said, the VTOL thing's pretty awesome. Oh, don't we go flying off into the horizon now. Spoiler alert. All right, we got that one going. Let's get on to the next one. Okay, now we got to find another one. One behind us. To the north. Go north, young man! Let's do it. Now, instead of cutting through every single thing, you can just go around. I do that sometimes. I just go around. Also, I'll turn the radar off. I find the radar very distracting while you're driving. But I'll just go the long way around, and every now and again I'll pop up that radar to make sure I'm going in the right direction. And if stuff gets in my way, that stuff going bye-bye. Bam! And I'll just cut my way through this forest. Now sometimes what happens, oh, it happened right there. As resources start dropping underneath you, like that, and it starts bumping your car around, and it will start getting all awkward and stuff. It depends on where you put your thing. See how it's just popping that resource? Well, I'm not even watching. See how it's popping that resource out in front of me, in my way? That's why I suggest that when you do this, I typically will have it where the resources. I'll put this on this side, and then put that where the resources are shooting out the side of your car, right? So it's not getting underneath your vehicle, which you don't want it to do. You don't want that to get under your vehicle. All right, good enough. It can also get you out of problems if you fall down into a hole or something like that. Oh, there's some ammonium right there. We should run a train over here. Get that ammonium. Now, I feel like in future playthroughs, I'm going to use those trains way earlier. Because now I understand that you can just set that up pretty easily to be extracting stuff. And even if it just takes you there to get the resource and then brings you back, very, very useful. That is for sure. Look at that copper up there on the hill. Oh, I got an Aurora Borealis going on. I'm just going to drive right on the side of the hill here. Whee! Just going to go right over this compound. Use the dirt that I've already got. Try to line it up. Down just a bit. Works for me. Next one. Now, of course, you can do this much earlier in the game, everybody. I don't know. I usually wait till I have a bunch of RTGs because it's just like so OP. By the way, I don't even need that many RTGs. You can actually do it. You can even do these with the little portable things. You can make a bunch of those little portable generators and just tie them all together and put a whole bunch of organic in there. You got 8,000 tons of organic everywhere on this planet. You got it everywhere. You can literally bring just massive amount of organic over here and do it right at the very beginning of the game if you want to. I don't find these as useful as you would think. I think it would be better if it was a portal versus doing what it does, which we'll get into eventually. But because you can't put your vehicle in it, you can't do anything, can't really carry that much resources. Oop, almost forgot my stuff. You can't put that much resources through it. You can only put a little bit. Now, it'd be awesome if you could trade between planets and things like that. Set up a whole trade route like you were playing the Dice Spear program, which you can do through that game. Again, all of that stuff would be awesome, but of course, foundations would be the best. That's what I'm hoping for in the long run. Again, I'm just gonna go right over the top of those resources. I don't want the resources. I just want to get these things powered up. And by the way, once you power those up, they typically again have a different look to them. Making a bridge right across the top of the trees here. Right over through the mountains. Now, as you can see, that white circle's getting bigger and the blue one is getting smaller, and that means I'm running out of dirt. So we're going to do this. I'm going to take that out. Oh, well. So we're going to need to go a little bit into the ground so that we're picking back up that dirt. Now, because I have a drill bit in here that's a pretty decent drill bit, it's strolling through the mountain. If you don't have a good drill bit in the higher planets, you can't even make it through there. It won't let you through. There we go. And we'll just flatten this out nicely. And match this up with the ground. And boom, we're out of here. And off we go. So again, everybody, a couple more weeks of Astroneer, and then we're going heavy in Fallout 4 for the holidays, and then we'll be back to some Astroneer, because I know I'm going to get that question. Kismet, are you, because like when I stopped playing a game for like a day, people were like, Kismet, I haven't seen you forever. You haven't played insert name of game here in forever, even though I just played it 2 days ago. If they didn't see me play it, it was like I haven't played it in a year or something. I get that all the time. It really also, as a guild leader, sometimes I get that, right? Kismet, I haven't seen you, so I've been on every day. I've been on every single day in the guild. Just because you haven't seen me doesn't mean I haven't been around. I've been around doing my thing, trying to help all my members out. That's what I've been doing. Big time. Oh, look at all that. Look at all that loot. Drop it in my way. Good enough. Let's go. By the way, you can put rockets on this thing, by the way, in case you didn't know. You can fully put rockets on this thing and trigger those rockets. And use it like a giant jetpack for your vehicle. Pretty cool. Almost there. All right. Coming in, out the way. Taking that tree out just because I feel like it. Don't need to, but taking it out. I'm going to try to line it up. Looks good to me. All that matters is that this thing gets powered up. Get off of that thing. That can reach to that, right? I'm just easy moding this now, everybody. At the later parts of the game, this stuff's easy because you got just massive amounts of power. Back at my base, by the way, it's building hundreds of nanocarbon alloy right now. And I could have went through and, you know, did every single little tiny process. I got every single resource, and I'll do that eventually with the trains. But what I like to do is to see how smoothly and the least amount of time for the biggest return on my time through each and every game. That's like my favorite thing. I say, look, I did the minimum amount of stuff, but I got the maximum return, right? That's how I like to do. All right. I don't know how many more we got to go, but we are definitely getting lower. Oh, here's this section where you have these kind of big holes here. We'll just fill that right back in again. One time I landed right next to a mountain, and it was nothing but all these little mountainous holes wherever I was working. Oh, right here is another good one. Look at this. This is a giant chasm right here. Look at that, how it just has like a drop-off. I don't know if you can see that. Of course, it's nighttime. Every time I go to play a game, everybody, nighttime. I don't know what's up with that. But take my word for it, there's a giant drop-off over there. And again, this paving and stuff works way better on the single player than it does on the server. By the way, I forgot to say earlier, everybody, did you know that I have Astroneer server number 1? That's right, the very first one. Because Nitrado is one of my sponsors here in the stream, and also is Astroneer. So yeah, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. But I'm not on the server right now. I'm on a solo play. As well. I do love playing multiplayer. I do love working together with my teams. And we've played a bunch together. In Astroneer and Satisfactory and 7 Days to Die and a whole list of games. Ark, Conan, Dark and Light, which is like an Ark but a fantasy-based one. Whatever. What's the other one? Atlas. What other games? I can't think of any other games other than like MMOs like New World and stuff like that. But some other games as well. I love server-based games. I think server-based games are super fun. Because you can just set the settings however you want and do that. Like, I have a V-Rising server and a 7 Days to Die server going right now that you guys can jump in, play to your heart's content. You can thank Nitrado for that. Big time. Sometimes these things are completely buried, by the way, in the mountain. You have to dig them out. I've done it many times. Just use my car to dig it out. Oh yeah. This is one of those. But that's okay. I only got to dig out that much. Now, one of the things you got to watch out when you do this, everybody, is when you come back and you use this thing, you can actually get stuck in the rock. Whoop! Or that could happen. Your car goes flying. Oh, there's another one over here. I'm just going to use my shaper to clean house a little bit here. I highly recommend clearing all the stuff from the center of these for sure. Because, again, when you try to use these and you teleport here, you're going to be in trouble. So I'm just going to back that out a little bit. Like so. Alright, that's a really bad. That's why I did that. He's right. I'm right in the center of the thing. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's really, really bad. That's because something pops up there, and that's why I made my vehicle go flying. Alright, let's just connect it to this one over here if we can. There we go. See, the thing pops up in the center. I gotta go find out where my stuff went over here. You can actually stand on this thing, too, if you want. I consider it a very dangerous thing to do. But then again, what can I say? Oh, by the way, I put my little Halloween thing on. See my Halloween mask? See, look, he's falling. Come out of there. All right, let's see how many we got done. Okay, so we've got that one. We got this one. These are bright nodes now, which means they're working. And then one down here. What about this one? That one's a dim node. All right, we got one more to go on the surface level. All right. Oh, I almost forgot to put my stuff back on again. Put my stuff back on. All right, like that. Oh, that's going the right way. And let's find that last one. Oh, straight ahead. Okay. Where we're going, we don't need any roads. We make our own roads. Again, I feel like this is one of the coolest parts of Astroneer, by the way. Is this whole paving and making your own roads and going wherever you want to go. It's super cool. I dig it big time. Will Kismet ever come out the other end? I guess we ought to go up a little bit and see. There we go. Oh, way up here. No worries, going back down. Ooh, just barely missed that event thing. Cool. This is also a great way to find your way back home by cutting yourself some roads. Sometimes what I do is I start off when I first get the paver and I cut myself a north, south, east, west road that goes around the entire planet. It's pretty fun. That's a fun way to do that. And then this way, no matter where you are, you can find your way back. Now, that was before they had the compass, of course. Now we have the compass, so if you do get lost, it can tell you what direction you need to go. Uh-oh, tons of resources. Might go bumping here in a second. Oh, look at that. Perfectly shooting it off to the side there. Very nice. If it gets underneath my thing will go like this. It'll start bouncing around everywhere. Oh, there's a big forest over here. Solar in the way there. We're leaving a giant trail of loot behind us, everybody. A giant trail of stuff. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Boink, 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 boink. Bouncing around. Straight ahead. All right, we might as well just keep on drilling. Course correct a little bit. There we go. Now the trick is to do this without accidentally going down too far or up too far to try to keep it straight. It's very difficult, I find. I mean, but you get the hang of it after a while. Oh, there's a beacon up there that I put there. What's up with that beacon? It's usually showing resources. Huh. Oh, that's where that thing was. The little, what do you call it? Spaceship. The spaceship that, you know, like the famous spaceship, like the Sputnik and all of that. That's what that is. We had to go out here and find it for a quest. Oh yeah, I feel like we're going to come right out of here. It's going to be right in the side of the mountain. And you can just build your own bridge. So cool. This one doesn't look as bad as the last one. All right, perfection right there. Now you can't see it, but in the middle here, there's a bunch of stuff going on. Again, I like to clear this out so I don't glitch. I've actually died from this before, by the way. Using this, and then there was too much stuff up above, so I teleported into it and died. So yeah, you want to clear that stuff out. Good time to take that out when it's all flat. All right, nice. That's all she wrote for those. Drive on up here and double check. Right here. All right, so we got all of those bright, 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 and bright. Now, if I click on this, spoiler alert, everybody, I'm about to show you what this does. Now, what do you think that just did? It just teleported me, everybody. It just teleported me elsewhere. Now, the hard thing is remember where you came from. Now, what you want to do is remember the number of the thing that you clicked on so you know how to get back to where you were. See, that's not it either. Right? And you can spend all day doing this. Right? Like this is equator 2. That's equator 4. Equator 1. So let's go check out 1. But you can't do process of elimination. Now, the problem is also that you might run out of oxygen. So it's good to have some resin with you if you need to. And this kind of go down the numbers. There's number 1. So let's go ahead and say, let's go to south. And I don't see my vehicle. The way I'll know if I'm in the right spot is if I see my vehicle. Oh, see, that's the one that we fixed, too. That's the one that had all that stuff. So that's not it. Not the south one. Let's try the north one. Now, again, if I had looked before I teleported, I would know where to go. But then part of the fun is trying to find your way back. And there's the south one, where you can see we made the road right up there. That's not it. And we already did 1. I think we did 4 already. Let's see. Did we do equator 2? I think so. Let's try equator 3. And there we are, back again. Again, watch out if you are doing that and you don't have enough oxygen. Now, I have the oxygenator in my little portable oxygenator in my backpack, so I'm not worried. But there you go. You're off and running. Now, you can only teleport yourself, and then whatever you have on you, you sadly cannot teleport other stuff, because I feel like that would be its biggest advantage if you could. Now, my base is way back on that other side over there, so we're going to go ahead and just try to navigate back over that way. And we're just going to try to navigate on the ground without doing too much drilling. Let's see if we can go ahead and find our way back where we came from. Oh, we got a road here. Let's take this road. Can't even see the road. Road is going in the opposite direction that I need to go. Or it's going in the side direction, but it'll get me out here onto the flatlands. That's good. Oh, I can actually see my markers from here as well. Now, what if you didn't have the paver and the drill bit? Well, then you're going to be driving up the side of a mountain like this. You're going to be doing lots of this. And trying not to flip your vehicle over. And this is real awkward. But you can still do it this way. I've done it many times. Try to get through the trees without getting stuck. There's also a tough one. Just try to look for the bigger openings. I'm trying to go forward and then hang a right. Definitely takes some practice, especially when you're bumping on all these rocks and you're trying to make your way through. Come on, you got this. Right through there. And then I usually find the rocks actually help you when you're trying to get somewhere, because you can just drive over the rocks. And there we go. And we already made this road earlier. So we go ahead and get the tail of our vehicle turned around. There we go. And we out of here. Right back to our base. Easy peasy. All right. Now, also over here at my base, you might have noticed that I have this thing going down right over here where I have all these trains going. Oh, wait, hold on a second. We want to jump out of this for a second. Take this out as well and run that up here in case we need that later. Also, I need to go over here and snag some of this quartz. And grab that one? I can. All right, let's grab that quartz. Darn helium in my backpack. Why is my light not on, by the way? There we go. Light's been off that whole time. Now what I do is I grab this back, and then I run it back out again so it stacks it in front of where the thing's going to grab it. Or you can just block those in parts so it only goes in the front. That works as well. Okay, so we're going to go down this way, and we've got some something to do, everybody, way down here in this direction. Now, one of the things that I'd love to do is go ahead and take a train and run it down here. We might do that next time. But I'm going to go ahead and go like this. Now, what I usually do is what I call the offset, or the thing you'll see in like parking structures where it'll go down, and then it will go round and down, and around and down, and around and down. You kind of snake your way down. Normally, I do that. But in this particular case, we going straight in, everybody. We go to dive straight down, right over this way, and we going in. What I'm going to do is hold the mouse, right mouse button down, and we're going to pull backwards so that basically it's digging straight down. And since we have the paver, we have all that power behind us, which we don't even need, by the way. I could have took that off of there. We're just going to keep digging downwards and paving a road and keep doing that until something happens. That's like the fastest way to get down here. Now, I've actually been digging downwards and didn't realize it, but I started digging back up again. And that does happen. I'm basically, again, holding down that right mouse button, trying to keep myself from accidentally going back up again. Bunch of copper right there. Very nice. We're digging down into the middle of the planet. You can do this on all the planets, by the way. You can see a little bit of the mushroom level there. I don't know if we're going to break through or not. Sometimes you don't break through. Sometimes you're like in the side of a mountain. There we go. We did. We broke through. And now what I got to do is I got to have a lot of dirt to make it across this chasm from here and then until I hit these things. Now, again, because they've changed it, look at those cool glowy things. They changed it now where it actually destroys those things. When you're trying to go through, your little drill bit will destroy it. So that helps you a lot. And of course, when you go through these parts like this that are solid, just be ready to stop, everybody. Always be ready to stop your vehicle when you're digging down into the planet. And you can see the different colors. So as we transition from different levels, we'll have different colors of those levels and different things to discover on those levels as well. So cool stuff. Lots of neat stuff on this level. I'm just going to keep going. Now, again, if I move the camera too much, it will start to shape in that direction. So, oh, and here we go. Now, see, it slowed me down because my drill bit is not a level 3 drill bit. So there's some tough stuff to drill through there. But we're getting it going on. Yeah, we'll go a little slower, but we're making our way. That's actually not too bad. We missed a good portion of that tough rock. And that should be a warning, everybody. Whoa! Look out! Don't go that way. I'm actually going to hold my mouse up to try to close that up as well. We try to back out of there. And I would stop right here on this level. What you want to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to see how I'm like floating as well. So the gravity's much less. I would go over here and do this. Click all of this and do not go through that level, everybody. You'll see why here in a second. But we're going to go ahead and just fill that back in and make a nice little flat point. That's going to match up to our little thing here. We'll fine-tune that a little bit. There we go. So now we're on this level. Now, what you want to do is look for... Well, there's one right there. You want to look for one of those. And we're going to go ahead and just leave our vehicle right there for now. And now the hardest thing is finding your way back to one of these, everybody. Because when you get close to one of these, some freaky stuff is about to happen. It's going to get freaky up and down. Freaky deaky. I'm just going to back this up a little bit. Whoa! So now you're standing on the thing, literally sideways. I know, freaky, right? And then one of the things that I like to do is I do this. I shape like that away from there, and then it will do that. And then I'll go ahead and make myself a little bit of a ramp so I can ramp my way back down again and make my way back to my vehicle. So it actually also is a marker that tells me how to get back to my vehicle. As well as I can just go right over here. I like to go in the center. Drop in, aim this way, and I'm actually digging downwards, right, down this way. Now, this is a good time to use your tethers, by the way, so you don't get lost, but you can very easily get lost, because you think, oh, well, that's a big opening, right? But if you walk down here just a little bit, this is the center of the planet, by the way, and you look back, that's not that big. That's just a tiny little opening, and the further you get away from it, the smaller it gets. So you got to find your way back over here. And one of the things that I do, of course, I have the auctionator as well, so I can just turn that on. Oh, nope, wrong button. There we go. Turn that auctionator on, because we're going to need that, or you can bring tethers in, or you can try to bring your vehicle down here. That's always a fun try. But you got to remind yourself that this is the one that you ran down on, right? So you ran all the way from up there down to here, right? And then you're going to try to get into this center thing here. And you have to remember, that's the way back. You have to follow that line right there. What I do is I take something that can attach here. You can use a tether. I'm going to use my my little QRTG. And the second I see that QRTG, I'll know that's where I need to go. Now, I also have the jetpack, which helps you as well. Watch this freakiness. Whoa. Like that. So we know it's kind of that way, right? And I can see it up there. You can see it up there on the thing. But also what I could do is maybe take my other jetpack, which is empty right now, off right here, and I can set it right here in the corner. Now, one of the things that happens is it starts to float away. I know, right? So you got to have something that can attach to the floor or attach to the ground. I've tried it with a QRTG here as well, and that works pretty well. But the problem is I'm going to run out of power, and I need that QRTG for my auctionator as well. But we'll go ahead and just power that up. So if you have something like a tether or something like that, you can set it down there, and that tether will show you how to get back. I'm just going to look for it and hope that I remember what direction it is. Now, there's a little thing over here, and it's saying, hey, I need the thing that looks like this that goes in there. Now, I'm going to take my quartz right here, and I'm going to try to put it in there, and it's not going to do anything. My quartz is going to start floating away. That's because on the ceiling, there's something we need to do up there. Oh, there's a flashy thing up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk toward the wall here. More freaky stuff's going to happen. And more freaky stuff. And then now we're down here. Now what we need to do is we need to find something with this particular symbol. Now the way you can do that is just simply go in to your Astropedia. You can go to resources. And you can go ahead and look through all the little symbols that you have on all of the resources here. Now, I just happen to know that this one's already quartz, so I just saved us some time by bringing some quartz down. And so I actually need to bring 2 quartz down, by the way, one for here. And see, now it just made me that piece. And then I actually need one for somewhere else, which we'll do another time. But I'm just getting this planet powered up because that's part of the quest. And then we're going to go ahead and take this and we're going to put it on here. And there we go. So now we can actually teleport to the planet's core and, of course, teleport to there. And then we have some other interesting thing way out here that just got added there. But if we had our base by one of these nodes, we could just teleport to that node. Now, later on, you can teleport to this platform and then teleport to other planets. I know, cool, right? Now, we got to remember how to get back the way we came from because this is now doing this. So I'm going to look up onto those different connectors and see if I can find it. I feel like it's right there. Let's go over here and look. Yeah, there it is right there. So how do I get back up there? Well, first thing I got to do is do a little whoop. I do a little whoop. And then just go right over here and then see it right there. I'll just jump across and it will get me attacked to this. Well, there we go. Of course, having the jetpack helps. Having the thing helps get my QRTG back. And then I'll just follow this line. Again, do you even see the opening? Can you see the opening from here? No. Because it's shrouded in darkness. I've gotten lost down here before. I couldn't find my way back up again. And I find that that works really, really well. If you just leave something on that thing that you came down, you can find your way back up again. Now I'm going to go ahead and get on my skate. Because it's going to allow me to go real fast. Whoa. Now, see, I'm falling really slowly because there's low gravity down here. And then I'm just going to get on my vehicle. And we're going to try to turn this crazy train around. That's not doing it. Again, it's low gravity, so it's really awkward. Well, that's why I made this little flat platform down there. There we go. Little platform. You don't want to go too fast or it'll bounce you right off of the thing. Like right there, I'm just floating. I'm not actually on the thing. There we go. And the further you get away from the core, the more gravity is going to kick in. And then the faster you can go on your vehicle. Again, at some points I just get where my vehicle is just floating and flying, not even touching the ground. But this is the advantage of doing one straight line, is that you can just turn back around and just drive straight right back out of here. Again, it'd be cool to run a train down here and then also bridge the train all the way down to the actual center of the thing. Because then you can take the train to the bottom, take the train to the top. If you teleport to the center, you can just take the train up if you want. A lot of cool stuff like that we'll save for a future playthrough. That'll be super fun. So as you can see, I very easily powered up that entire planet. Because I do have the RTGs on my vehicle. I just drove around and did it. Again, I suggest that you also get the VTOL. You go around and do the VTOL quest. I don't know if I'm going to do it in this playthrough. I'm sure I'll do it eventually. But that one is exceptionally great as well because you can do it very, very quickly by just flying around. You don't have to cut your path through there, right? You just fly from one to the next to the next. But the vehicle is great for doing the underground one, so you can cut your way down into that underground. All right, now that we used up our tower of power here, we're going to put that right back on here so that it's utilizing in my base. Very nice. And that planet is done, everybody. That's a done planet. How we do it over here on this? Oh, we got 125 glass over there. We have 288 nanocarbon alloy. Now, I would consider this a win state, everybody, that you have won the game. Now, there are more quests. There's more to do. There's more powers to planet, more planets to power up right here. We're also going to get another QRTG for that. There's a bunch of safe houses to do and all of that, and we still got more to do. We're gonna go through and do a few of these things over the next couple weeks. But you could call that a win situation there, where you just have all of the resources. You just have so many nanocarbon alloy that you know you could do amazing things in the game. And I love all the trades, doing the trade thing. But the thing that I would do, everybody, if I was really had the time, was I would have it grabbing every single resource in the game and bringing it back. I would have it grabbing just a mass, because there's so many nodes in this game that you could literally get out there and go get 50, resin nodes, and take those 50 resin nodes, turn them into canisters, and then make whatever resource you want to make. Because you could trade out basically anything that you need right over here on the trade platform. You can do organic clay, quartz, graphite, sulfurite, ammonium, laterite. Basically, these are all titanium and iron and lithium and compound and resin. You could trade in resin to get resin, though you would be diminishing your resin. I think that would be the one thing I wouldn't trade in for. But you could literally do this all day. You can just have this basically getting all of your resources. The number one I would suggest to do if you are going to set up a scrap thing like this is organic. So you don't have to go around and collect the organic. You don't have to go with your vehicle and collect a massive amount of dirt and then take that dirt and convert it into resources, though that is a very viable way to do it as well. But basically using your trains to bring back a bunch of resources and then turning those resources into something and then converting those resources into your scrap. Very, very useful. Oh, here comes our thing with some more resin. Cool. Another cool thing, too, would be the ability for it just to go in the thing here. The problem with putting this canister on here is the fact that it doesn't have enough room on there. It doesn't have enough room to have this and then have one of these. Because you'd want it to instantly unload and then go back and then pull it off of here and then go on there. So I think this should have been a single and then a double. That would have made that much more better. Or I think if you're going to have an extended platform, maybe with 2 of these on it, that's what I would do. I would have that one big on there and then a couple small ones here to just grab the resources. Now, also, you could put a really big tower on there, everybody. You could go over there and do one of these. You could grab this tower over here and stick that sucker on there if you wanted to. And then you'd have lots to grab from. But again, it's still not going to go in the big canister. It's going to go. You can put a bunch of small canisters there and do it that way. But I find this over here, the way I'm doing it here, I could actually, because it's going to take time for it to go pick it up and bring it back. I could be feeding this in here and literally filling up 3 of these giant canisters. Actually 4 if I move it off into its own small canister and then just keep feeding it in there if I want to. And I'd have 1 that was going out and then I'd have 3 that were going in so that it would run it out of there and run it into these. And then eventually when these 3 filled up, that last one would get filled up too because the auto arm would be continuously feeding it in there. So even the one that was running out would still fill back up again, right? Because the auto arm will even feed it even if it's running out of that particular container. So a great trick there. Now, that's a good time for a break since we go on for about 4 hours straight. Let's take a quick break, everybody, and then we'll be back with some more Astroneer and some more fun here in just a moment. I'm going to set you guys up with some words on stream, so enjoy that. Here we go. I'll be back in just a moment. All right, I'm back, everybody. I see you guys are doing good. Oh, man, crushed that one. Very nice, everybody. All right, well done. Skip 2 levels there. You guys crushing it in the chat. All right, we're going to turn that auto pilot off there because we're going to go ahead and switch gears here, everybody. We're going to go ahead and finish up with Astroneer. We're going to go ahead and play some Fallout Shelter. Let's go ahead and put ourselves away, though, in the thing. I think we made huge strides today. Huge strides in the base. Had a lot of fun. We got our quartz going. We got a whole bunch of other stuff going that we can just let run. And, oh, I think that's done over there. Hold on. I think that thing is just absolutely packed up there at the top. Oh, no, it's still going. It's still going. Again, sometimes it just stalls out and it just, like, waits for me to come over here or something. Or my little things get messed up. So I just drop. Good to have a bunch of these you can just drop in there. And just get this obscenely going way faster than it should. Now, one time I had, like, I don't know, about 5 or 6 of these arms just dragging these out of here like crazy. And you can go get a whole bunch more of those and really start it going. Let's really cue that up for next time. There we go. And again, I'll be back next week playing some more Astroneer. So if you want to tune in for Astroneer, you know when it'll be, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's go ahead and finish up this and go play some Fallout Shelter. Let's go. Thanks for watching this video. Keep the Kismet love train a-going. Drop by my Patreon and show your support. Big thanks going out to Resident Spike, Rotisserie G, JC Hunter, AMZ, Carlos, Jeremiah, Notorious TDK, Scriplin, Ems, Brando, and Blaring Fire. Click to watch more videos, and I'll see you next time.